Who is it? Man, where am I? Speakers for 20th of 10th, 2009. Gonna get a gist of the place, see what's going on, and see what conversation comes. Blessings to nobody who's tuned in right now. Did I finish it? Alright, cool. Got 7 people in there. Love, blessings, thank you. Got some protests going on at the moment. Shias or something, Shia Muslims. Let me know if you want me to talk to them afterwards. Go and see what's going on. No, you don't want to see my movie. Excuse me. Can I have a voice test? Can you say something?
What do you want me to say?
What?
It's going to go down.
No, I just want to see if it comes up. Bad audio, bad audio.
Bad audio.
Can't
Good.
hear me, can't hear me.
No?
Alright, wait. Give me 1 second. Alright, cool. Down. Can anyone hear me? Can you hear me? It's getting better. There's loads of drums and stuff in the background. So before I even go in there, I'm going to make sure you lot can hear me. Quiet. Wait, let me put this here. Can you hear me better when I speak there, right next to the mic? Okay. Okay. This is the mic that's working. All right, so I've got to work out how I'm going to do this. I'm going to hold this. Okay. You can hear me perfectly on this mic here. Okay. All right, I'm going to work this out, what I'm going to do, how I'm going to work it out. Would you be able to hold the camera for me? Yeah? Right, just hold it this way. Yeah? Right, can you lot hear me better? Yeah, you can hear me? Love, blessings, all of that good stuff. Let's go. Come on, wee man. Covering for Tech Man at the moment. Go and get a gist of the place, see what's going on, see what people have got to say. Love, blessings to everyone tuned in, subscribed. Really appreciate it. Ring the notification bell. No donations. I don't want any donations. It's not about the money. Blessings. What's going on, my brother? How you doing? You alright? I'm straight in. I don't know. Is he there? Alright, cool. I'm just going to go and just get a gist of the place and then see what's going on. Love. Good to see you as well, bro. Big up COE, content over everything. That man there, yes. Might come and speak to you soon.
No, I don't remember. Yes. What is it? Up to tech. Where's tech? No, in tech today. You tech today? Bro.
Yeah, he's doing tech today.
I'm a bit of interest.
How you been anyway? You been alright? Yeah? See what's going on, get a gist of the place. Have you got never have, you know, history. Our corner. What is it representing? Our corner. Yeah, right. Yes, my brother. How you doing? You okay?
I am the father of...
Quite lively. Nice one, bro. Wicked. Doesn't seem like anyone's about. I was expecting RASPECT or someone, content over everything's coming.
I ask you first. Is your God person? Will Islam bring God? I ask you only.
Spirit in Yahushua, only Yahuwah. Only spirit of Yahuwah. There is another spirit.
God, nice one, man.
That's how we see
The angels delivered it to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and then it was put in a book form. The Quran itself, the Mus'haf, is obviously not something that is eternal, but the speech of Allah will remain eternal. We Muslims differentiate the book from the speech. The speech is not something which has its own will. But you see, the reason we do not compare it like the way the Christians compare the word of God, which is Jesus, is because according to them, they worship Jesus. We do not worship the speech of Allah. The speech of Allah doesn't have its own willpower or its own ability to basically give commands or to talk or anything like that. Allah has that ability. But the speech is
Bit boring that. Let's go to another one.
It's clean enough to save us. Is
you have to make yourself deserving.
Get this conversation.
Are you a Jew?
Are you a Jew? Allah has blessed the Middle East.
Allah doesn't want you to get on small boats across the Mediterranean to get Europe.
God has blessed the Middle
He
East.
wants you to have nice
I thought this
countries
was
to live
question and
in.
answer. I thought this was question and
God
answer.
has blessed the Middle East.
Are
He
you
gave us
Jew?
resources.
I've asked you
Are you
God
questions.
blessed Africa.
You
God
answer
blessed
my question.
Pakistan,
haven't.
India.
I've asked you one
bless
question
the
repeatedly.
third world,
Are you a
brother.
Jew?
Yes,
You're a Jew.
yes.
You denied it. He's a Jew.
The West is the shop. The West is the shop. It's artificial.
So tell me
The
one
real
thing.
world is in the third world, baby.
Tell me,
So
explain
answer
to me.
my question.
Explain to me the
Why is the
Holocaust.
Middle East
Explain the
so
Holocaust.
backward and corrupt?
No.
Why?
It's because of
Why?
Israel.
But you want our oil. We're back because you want
Why?
our oil.
Explain the Holocaust to
You
me.
want our oil.
No, I want to know what happened in the Holocaust.
We're clever
Well,
enough
the
to
Nazis
sell you the
killed
oil at a
6
cheap
million
price.
Yeah, so you're telling me the Jews were not punished by God?
Some
They
of
were
them were.
punished by God. Some of them were.
Mate,
For what reason?
Because they started putting the Talmud above the Torah.
And you started
Right,
going for
okay.
homosexuality and being
That's
gay.
why.
And going
In the
against God.
Torah,
Yeah.
God
And being
says we
arrogant.
return
And
to the
being,
promised land.
and being
In
everything
the
that God says not to
Talmud,
be.
Yes.
and
Where's the promised
Synagogue,
land?
in
The
the
promised
Talmud,
land is where?
says
Wait.
we have to
The
wait
promised
for
land
Messiah
is
to
where?
come.
Where you take over
I'm
the
asking your question,
Palestinian-
you're not listening.
No. You're not
That's
listening
how
to what I'm
ignorance
saying. You're
comes.
not letting me finish
You
my
ask
question.
somebody a question, but don't listen to the
Do you know lying
answer.
is a sin?
whether
Do you know
you're a Jew.
lying is a sin? You're talking about God, yet you're lying and defending a terrorist
I'm
state.
not lying.
You are lying because you're defending a lying
I'm
state.
not lying.
You are.
You're defending murder
You
and
are.
terrorism. How dare you?
Israel's defending itself.
Defending itself?
Why
Oh
not
my
blame the
God.
people who
No, the
attacked
Palestinians
Israel?
are defending
Rather
themselves.
than Israel,
Iran
the
is
Jews
defending
that
themselves.
they tried to
Palestinians
attack
are
them.
defending
Hezbollah is
themselves.
defending themselves.
Yes. From you
Hezbollah-
lot.
Hezbollah
From
is
you.
defending
From the likes of
themselves.
you. That's what they're defending
Israelis
themselves.
You know, the Palestinians have two options.
No. The Palestinians have no option. They
Israel.
have no option.
The other is
They do not have any option.
How can you make
You were
peace
not
with
promised that
terrorism?
land.
How
And
can you
you're
make
That
trying
land
to
was
make
your,
it
not
the
your
wrong-
take.
the wrong decision.
You were done over. You were
Why
done over
don't
by
you
the
make
Middle East.
peace with
No,
Israel?
Don't make peace
You
with
were
the
done
devil.
over.
Ask me.
The Jews were done
Why
over.
not make
don't-
They
peace
were
with
displaced.
Israel?
We don't make peace with the
All
devil.
the fighting would
It
stop.
goes out against the religion
All you're going to do is
to
make...
go with evil.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it warns us about the devil.
Your
And to go against
Quran
evil.
says the children of Israel will return.
It
No,
shows
why are you
evil
talking about the
state.
Quran?
You are
When
joking
do not know
against
nothing
your
about the
Quran.
Talk about
That's
the Torah.
why Allah's
You're
not
a Jew.
blessing
Talk
you.
about the
No,
Torah.
you just want to
That's
conquer
why
the Middle East.
Allah
That's why you don't like
is not
Talk
Muslims.
about the
blessing
Torah.
you.
You
Not
want to
about the
conquer the
Quran.
world. That's why you don't like Muslims.
No, talk
Muslims
about
are the only
everything.
people
No.
who
Talk
are
about
not bending
everything.
down
I've
to
heard
you.
nothing about
If
about
you
the
have
Quran.
got
heard
a
anything from the
low
Torah from you.
IQ, only talk
You
about
want to
got
one
the
conquer
low
the
thing.
world. You want to
If you've
conquer
got
the
a
world.
good
I'm
brain,
an optician, mate.
talk
I've
about
got more IQ
everything.
than you have.
Talk about
Well, talk to me,
Quran
come on.
and the Christian Gospels
Yo.
and the Jewish Torah and international law. Then you'll understand the situation.
You don't know
But
my
if you
IQ.
run- if you
I
run-
don't know my IQ. How do you know my IQ? You know my IQ? You're not using it. You're not using it. You're not using it. Are you following the Torah?
I read everything.
No, are you?
You're saying
I read everything too, mate. I read everything. Do you read the Torah?
So why don't you read the Quran? I do. I read everything. I told you.
Talk to me about that.
Four
You do
times
not talk
already,
about. You do not talk
but
about.
You didn't listen,
No,
did
you do not talk about Quran. Talk about the Torah. Come on.
In a democracy, I talk about it for a
How
lie.
can you just
I
support
you got no answers, mate. You got no
I'm not
answers.
talking about IQ. I just said that you've all got a low IQ because you subscribe to backwards and archaic and barbaric
Now, what do you
practices.
subscribe to?
No religion because I've got
And
high brain
that
cells.
means you have high IQ. How about you subscribe to subjectivity? Would you take that on board?
Trailing the land.
It's nothing about IQ. You believe what you believe.
I
And
live
I
my
have.
life by 1,000-year-old book. Why would I do that?
Would it matter if I told you I used to be atheist as well, so I used to think like you? Would it mean anything?
Well, I'm not atheist. So no.
So how can you say?
I'm an anti-theist.
How can
I'm
you
against all religion. I think all religion is...
So how does that make you have? How does that make you have?
No, I mean, it's religion.
How does believing God make you have a low IQ?
Because you need something to guide you.
Who
Because
said?
you can't make your own decisions in life.
Who said? Who
You
said?
don't have your own
Okay,
moral
I'll speak for
compass.
myself.
You need guidelines.
Who said I need God in my life to do whatever I
So
want?
why do you have God in your life then?
Well, you're gonna have
That's
to.
what religion is. Religion is like a moral...
So you can't be. So you already believe in what you believe in without even knowing my response. You automatically said we have low IQ because we believe in God.
If you need some kind of guidance
But
to how to
I
live your
do not
life,
need
what
God.
would that say to
I
you?
don't need guidance.
Let's say,
I don't
okay,
need that.
let's say I don't know how to do something, right? I don't know how
Mate,
to...
I've got parents, I've got family, I've had a good upbringing. I have my guidance, thank you very much.
Let's say I don't... Let's say I don't know how to do something, right? I don't know how to... let's say- I follow the instructions because I don't know how to do it. And so religion is you not knowing how to live your life. You don't have your own moral compass. And so you have to subscribe
It's
to
actually more than that. It's more of understanding and recognizing that you come from somewhere and that they will go that way. Hear me out. And it gives us the answer to the biggest anxiety that's plaguing the world, which is what is happening, what's going to happen after death. Religion gives us an answer about what happens to death, what happens after death. So it gives us very good answer.
So where's the sex in the Jews?
And a logical answer.
No.
I'm not a smart guy.
Smart guy, you believe that
Sex in the Jews.
holy message was delivered to an illiterate man on the top of a mountain by a man in the sky.
And if you saw a fish trying to climb a tree and he failed to climb a tree, are you going to say that the fish is stupid?
What are you talking about? Why would a fish be climbing a tree?
Just because the man is illiterate doesn't mean he was plain right stupid.
Right now. Yeah. You got nothing to say.
Just because the guy was illiterate doesn't mean he was
Do you
stupid.
not see
You've
that
got this-
living your life by what a man was allegedly told, by
My friend,
something in the sky
do you have an
on the top of a
ideology?
mountain?
Do you have an ideology that's spread through Arabia to Europe to Asia? You haven't achieved 1% of an illiterate man. You haven't achieved 1% of an illiterate man. So who are you to talk about an illiterate man? Let's talk about economy. I'm talking about God. We're talking about God right now.
What have they achieved?
First of all, United States is based on Christianity. First of all,
Industrial
are you going to let me
Revolution.
finish? Are you going to let me finish? Are you going to go on this tangent? Let me finish. The United States is based on Christianity. Okay, yeah, so that drops your argument anyway. So in fact, America was actually a religious country at the beginning. Britain as well. So a lot of developed countries were actually religious before. So what's your point?
How can it be a religious country? America.
All I'm saying, give credit where it's due. Don't rob everything of religion. We're already being robbed by people who pretend to be religious anyway. Don't try to rob our credit.
You can't even agree with
This
other people
country is
that are
based on
religious.
Christianity.
And that's another thing I
United
can't
States is
understand
based on
about Islam. Why would
Christianity.
I-
Russia is based on
So with
Christianity.
Islam,
So
for
give
example,
credit
why
where
would
it's
I go back to
due.
give-
Religion has achieved
Okay.
so much. Moral law is based off religion. War was done by the perpetrators who went inside religion and used it for political gain. Why can't you understand that?
It was more between the Jews and Muslims.
No,
It was between
it
Christians.
wasn't. No, it wasn't. Because in Jerusalem, they were living
Christians and
as
Jews.
neighbours.
It was
In Morocco,
within
we lived
Islam,
in peace.
Sunnis and Shias.
No,
you
you know
can't
what it is.
agree on anything.
You know what? I just
If you
came-
can't agree on your
you know what it is?
ideology, how am I supposed to?
You know what
agree?
is? In the West, you know, I've come to found. You lot make such big differences. But when I go back into
When you say
Morocco,
you lot, you
hear
live
me
there,
out.
by the way.
Yeah, I was born here
So
as well.
you-
Yeah, but
yeah,
let me just tell you something.
so
People like
you're
you who
part
don't
of
get
our
it.
lot.
People like you who don't get it. in our countries back home, there's no difference between Christian, Muslim. We just all go about our business and live in peace and harmony. But when you come to weird, civilized place like America and England, you get all these. You're hearing about all these differences. Back home, we get along with it. We're all one. Christian, Muslim, Jew, we're all one. It's when you come to the West, you hear about all these differences. So it's you guys. It's you guys. It's you guys. It's you guys who sees the differences. We don't see differences. The true believers of God. True believers of God don't see race, color, and religion. I'm sorry, that's so like childish. We don't see that anymore.
Childish?
I'm saying true religious people. People who truly believe in God don't see these things. We're talking about race,
so the
religion.
So Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia is not a good
country, right? Yemen.
By law, yes,
right?
but other
they
people
believe in God.
The
so
country is run. The country by hear me out. Saudi Arabia is the worst example of a Muslim country. Okay, let's put that.
But they still believe in God. It's a Muslim country.
Are you going to let me finish? Let's make that obvious as it is. But the people who run the country, they are not religious.
They're not good Muslims. They're not proper Muslims.
Yeah, they're not proper.
They're the bad
Why are you looking
Muslims.
at the cameras? Look at me in the eyes. I'm talking to you.
I'm talking to them.
Yeah. Okay. See you later then. You want to have a heart-to-heart conversation, or you want to talk to them?
I want to talk to them.
This is the difference about people who get it. These are the difference between people who get it and who are unsure.
You're trying to say that your religion is a religion of peace.
No,
and I'm saying
I was talking to an Israeli Zionist guy who supports the illegal state of Israel, and this guy came out of the blue like the Matrix.
Why are you talking to me?
You came to me.
You're talking to them now, and you were telling me off for doing
yeah, because now you just put it on the plate now. Now I realise it's about them, not about what we think. Keep it between us two. Would you kindly like to move away from the cameras? No, you won't. It's a waste of time.
Because there's no point in
Sorry,
me having
buddy.
a conversation with you.
Sorry, brother. It's
because you're deluded.
Oh, it's
you're
about
brainwashed by an ideology.
Listen,
that doesn't
I killed ego. I killed ego a long time ago.
I could write my own book.
I'm not going to tag along with this conversation. I'm very brief with you. Yeah.
Make up
When
my
I have
own God,
conversations, it's a heart-to-heart conversation.
Convert some people.
You are having a conversation with the people on the internet. I'm having a conversation with you. If you want to have a conversation, I'm a human being as well. If you want to know me, you can move to the side and talk. But no, you're not sincere. You want to do it for the camera. You want to do it for fame. You want to do it for popularity. So okay, how about this?
I'm just not interested in speaking to a Muslim about Islam.
You came to me though.
No, I'm confused. Against the religion.
Yeah, and you know what his premise was? You must have low IQ because you believe in God. He came with that. He came with that guns loaded.
Man
came guns loaded.
You
must have a low IQ if you believe in God.
An invisible man in the sky. If you have
how old are you, brother? Brother, you got your rocking a beard. How old are you?
You're an idiot.
You're 28. You're 28. You got a beard, and we believe a man in the sky.
There's a man in the sky.
No, we don't.
You believe there's a man in the sky?
No, we don't see it that way, brother.
Where's Allah?
Bro, you're so behind. You're so behind on your atheism. Get more advanced. We don't see it as a man in the sky. We don't see it as a man in the sky.
Invisible best friend.
Yeah, let's start off with the fact that it's invisible. We believe it's invisible anyway.
Okay,
so there you go.
So it's invisible.
So we don't get this flash man in the sky. You got that wrong anyway. It's not a cartoon, bro. It's reality.
It sounds like a cartoon to me.
Well, because you got a childish brain, you need to realize, you need to think more. You need to observe more. You need to scratch your beard more and think. You need to scratch your beard like a philosopher.
I'm capable of independent thought.
bro.
I'm capable of independent thought.
just-
Religion is inward looking. You only look at your
No.
one ideology and you say, this is it. This is how I should live my life.
Believe me.
I'm an
Being
outward-looking
religious is
person.
not an
You
easy
should go and
thing.
you should experience
Being
life.
religious is not
You
an
should have
easy
a set
thing.
of
It's actually a
rules.
choice. Because everything points to not be
Is it a
religious.
choice?
Everything choice
Is
is
it
to
a choice
worship
for women?
man.
Is it a choice for women in Islam?
Don't talk about
I don't
women.
think
Don't
it
talk
is.
about
No, I
talk
don't
about
think it is.
yourself. Talk about me. Talk about yourself. Talk about now. Why talking about women for? We're talking about
Well, because you said you were
we're
talking about rights. So is it the right for a woman
I'm
to
saying-
leave Islam?
It's a right for anyone to leave Islam. How about that?
No, it's not. That's just not true. It's not.
My friend, I used to be atheist. I used to be atheist, an open atheist.
That's political penalty if you leave Islam in Saudi Arabia.
Exactly.
And this is it. Again, you can't agree on anything. How am I supposed to buy into Islam?
I used to be atheist, my friend. I come from a Muslim family. I used to be atheist. I was open, and was I lynched? Was I outcasted? Was I abused? No, I wasn't. They just okay, that's your choice.
So why did you convert to Islam?
I converted to Islam because I believe that's the truth to my reality.
What did you believe before?
I didn't believe in nothing, just like you.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've been there, brother. So
what
I understand
changed?
where you're coming from.
I
What
don't
change
think
is
you do.
observing
I don't
more
think you
and
do.
staying away from the cameras and thinking
No, but
for
that's
myself.
not change. Having
I
your
promise
life,
you come to more
living your life
conclusions.
bound by the
I
Quran,
promise
that is
you
not
come to
change.
more
That's living-
conclusions away from the camera than in front of the camera.
But why would I talk to you away from the camera? I've talked
Then
to,
it's
you know,
not
I've
as
spoken to many a
sincere.
Muslim. I've spoken to
It's
many a
about
Muslim.
you. At the end of
And
the
it's
day,
same
it's
thing
about
over
your
and over
journey in
again.
life. Yeah, we just met, and it's about what you're going to do in life.
Ask you a question before you tell me that you're atheist.
Does it matter what he thinks, doesn't matter what you
No,
think.
my
'cause-
brother,
no.
my whole premise was I believe in God, and he came
Yeah.
here and said, if you believe in God, you must have a low IQ.
That's not true though, is it?
So
I think it is.
that, I'm
I
talking
think it
about
is.
that and
You
how
say everyone who believes in God has a low IQ.
Yeah, in religion.
something
If
is
you
right.
believe in God, you have a
Believed in
better
God.
IQ.
Yeah.
No,
Do they have a low IQ?
I'd say on the most part, if you,
What was the main point? What was
the
what?
main point? I said that if you follow a religion,
Yeah.
then arguably you're stupid. Because if you believe, what's in the Bible, which is a made-up book.
This
it's got many
one,
different
this book.
interpretations. Yeah, that one there.
Made
which
up-
version is it? Which version is it?
I don't think it's made up. This
Well,
is
which
the
version?
This
Which
is the
version?
KJV.
Which
This is
interpretation
the
of the Bible?
KJV.
I guarantee
Which
there's more wisdom in
interpretation?
that than you can
Oh,
ever
the King
give.
James. Okay.
There's more wisdom in that than you
How
can
many
ever give.
interpretations are there of the Bible?
Anything after this one, can say it's fake because obviously.
So the other ones are fake as well.
This is
So
the
you guys can't agree on your religion. You
No,
guys
no,
can't
it's
agree
We
on
can,
your
we can actually.
My
we can.
brother.
Well, Sunni or
He
Shia?
gets
Are you
it.
Sunni or Shia?
He believes it.
Sunni
No,
or
no,
Shia?
no, mate. No, I'm not
Saudi,
going to fall
you're
for that.
Moroccan.
No, I'm just a
You're
human
saying
being
that
who's
what the
Muslim.
Saudis do
I'm just a
is
human being who's
Muslim.
Muslim.
I don't
Just a
want
human
that.
who believes in
How am I
Islam.
supposed to buy into this?
He believes in God. He gets it. You don't believe in God. You don't get it. So actually,
But
I
unite.
don't believe in
We
it.
get
I
it. We
remember-
get it. We get
I
it.
remember-
We get it. You don't get
I
Can
it.
I
don't
say
believe in an
something?
invisible
Can
God.
I remember?
You don't get it. You don't get it.
I remember
Yeah.
when your forefathers.
I thought it
I
through.
You don't
remember-
get
Not
it.
an invisible person
So
in
we
the
have
sky.
no differences. We
I
have no
remember when your
differences.
forefathers.
We tried to divide
They
us.
were the one that was using this more than even the black man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
Crusades,
through
yeah.
crusades, through torture,
Yeah, and that was stupid.
through
They
slavery.
shouldn't have done
I
it.
remember.
And that
No,
was
no,
stupid.
no.
There's
There's nothing to do with you. You're powerless. You have no power. It has nothing to do with you. Don't worry. Don't come with that all white victim mentality. We love the white people.
White victim
We love
mentality.
white
You
Don't
mean
people.
come with that
white privilege?
superiority thing,
White
man.
privilege, you
Don't
mean,
play
white
victim,
privilege.
man. You're just a human. You have
You
no
know
power.
white
you know
You have no
privilege, you
power,
mean?
man.
The
You
more
got
love you
nothing.
show,
You
the
have no
more
power.
love you
No
show
power.
to your
Because I
slave
don't have
master.
religion.
You have
right?
nothing to do with racism, nothing to do with the in slavery. Don't worry. Don't act like
more-
you.
the
Come
more-
off your high horse, man.
The more love you show to him, the more love you show to him.
You can
is the
see
more.
through
I
these
like the
people.
Christians' belief more because they're,
Ah,
they're, sort of, they're loving, aren't they?
Yeah,
Like
let's
Christians.
get conflict,
They
man. We
don't
don't
just shout you
care.
down.
We love them as
So
well
I'm a
because they get it.
So you say I'm a Christian.
Are you a Christian?
It does right. Reading the Bible doesn't actually put a religion to the person. Because at the end of the day, walk on. You bless, great sir, respect. As at the end of the day, as individual people, we read a book because we want to read and get knowledge. Just like how the white man had the knowledge before.
Yeah, I read books as well.
I know, but the books
Not
you
made
read,
up ones.
the books you read, I can't
Made
determine
up
who
ones
you
by
are.
authors.
Pardon?
Every book had an author.
I wouldn't try to.
How do you not know
That's
some of the stuff? The
fictitious.
stuff you. How do you know the stuff you don't read?
You know
has a
this-
bit of fiction
you know
in it as
this
well.
book. You know
How are you
this
so
book.
certain about what you read? You don't even know. You're not
because
doing the
I
heavy
trust the
lifting.
source.
You're not doing it. You're just reading. You just have a
So
good
you're
memory.
against
Nothing special.
religious people, or are you against people that just read the Bible in general? Okay, religion. I'm against religion
I
too.
believe that you're
I'm
victims,
against religion.
you're victims
I
of
think you're a
Christianity,
victim as well.
you're a victim of Islam. But you're
think
just
you're
saying
a
that
victim
because
as
I've
well.
said that. You doing? I know
I
you
actually
are.
think you're a victim
How
as
do
well.
You're saying I know you are, but what am I?
How do you
I actually
It's
think
a
you're a
very
victim.
childish
I actually
argument
think
that
you're a
you
victim.
just
You know what? You
said. I
guys
think
have
you should
personal
construct
issues.
it.
No, I actually think you're a victim as
We
well.
don't have we don't.
Like-
If you let me conclude, go
How
on.
do you feel me? How do you feel for me to stand in front of you now as a descendant of the people your forefather enslaved? How do you feel?
My forefathers didn't enslave any of you. What's my descendant? What's my
You
descendant?
see, this
No,
is
no,
the-
no.
you
What's my
look at me,
descendant?
you
What's
lie
my
in my
descendant,
face,
sir?
bro.
What's my descendant?
Oh, you see,
Yeah, what's
their
my lineage?
descendants interchangeable all
No,
the
no,
time.
no.
Like, my
Okay.
descendants are black. If you identify
So you're
me, you'd
just
identify
assuming
me as a
something
black
about
man.
me. You're assuming something about me.
It's true though.
I'm half Irish. On the other
Half
side,
Irish.
I'm Polish too.
Polish true.
So, who did the Poles enslave?
So you,
Were Jews
so
enslaved
your
by anybody?
forefathers
Were
have
Jews
done. Your
enslaved by anybody?
forefathers are-
Yes, they were. Were the Irish enslaved by anybody? Off the Barbary
Are you a
coast by the
Caucasian?
Moroccans?
Are you a Caucasian? Are you a Caucasian?
Caucasian, yes. But you can't just blame the white man. You can't just go, oh, white man.
Who?
I'm
Him?
not even blaming you. I'm not even blaming you.
Bro, I'm only a slave to God.
No, he's not. You see, the thing is, it's not about seeing him
I
as my
work in
slave
sales and
master,
financial services.
but they once enslaved.
In terms of, I'm going to the whole IQ point.
Yeah.
Do you know people
I see him as his descendants of his race.
I don't know anybody that goes to the but I see your point. Yeah, yeah, of course.
I'm not, because look, when you're talking about religion and stuff like that, you have your view, we have our view. In terms of everyone has their own personal view. That's a whole different argument, right? But in terms of when you come and say people,
This is
if
the
you
crux
believe
of the
in-
issue,
if you believe in God, you have a low IQ and stuff. Okay, me personally, I don't think I understand you get frustrated, but I think that point. No, but that's an attack on a person. That's an attack on a people as a whole. But there
A
are
large
plenty-
demographic at that. Billions of people.
That
No. Criticize ideologies. I can criticize Islam. I can
You didn't
criticize
hit a
Christianity.
nerve, bro.
I
You
can
just
criticize
totally missed.
Judaism.
You tried to hit a nerve, but you missed, which is disappointing.
Well, I've got three of you. I've got three of you. You know, giving it at me now.
Because
You know,
one is
suddenly
not
they were
enough.
sinister with the arms crossed. I think I have
One's
touched
not
enough.
enough. You come here, God knows how many times.
So
a
you're
week
telling me that
on
I
the
haven't
same
wound you up
arguments.
even the teeniest little bit?
Why you guys turning away
I'm
from
just
the
surprised
Bible? though?
how
Why
you
guys
can walk
turn
around
away
till like
from
you
the
know
Bible?
there's no God. That's what I'm surprised about.
I'm sure your
And then to say
forefathers
that.
used to use the Bible.
Maybe they did.
You know they did. Come on. Even the Jewish side that you come from.
Decisions. You know, people make bad decisions because of the Bible. People make
When did they
And
realize?
people made bad
as soon
decisions
as-
on atheism
as
as
soon
well.
as the slaves started
Soviet
to
Union.
read.
But I'm just saying as well, yeah. You don't have
As
to
soon
be
as the
everything you're
slaves
talking about.
started to read, they abandoned the Bible. Why?
I'm saying that this is just a joke. That's my point. It doesn't go any further than that. I'm not talking about history. I think that this is just a complete and utter
I'm happy
joke.
that
Okay,
you're
why is
saying
it a joke?
People
I'm happy that
believe-
you're
Let's
saying
go
that.
with this. Okay, let's go
People
with this
believe
premise. Why is it a joke?
there's an invisible man in the sky.
Who says we believe in a man? It's a man. Who says it's a male
Okay,
anyway?
an invisible
so you got that
person.
wrong. You haven't done enough homework.
I've misgendered Allah here.
I believe you haven't done.
Me like that
Yeah, it's not.
I'm a transphobe. I'm a
Yeah,
transphobe
guess what, brother? It
now.
doesn't have a gender.
Okay, so there's a person. Is it a person?
It's not a person
Is
as
it
well.
a baked potato?
Why must I tell
Is
you
it
this?
a
Do your
banana?
homework. Do your
Or is
homework. Read the Bible. Read the Quran.
Why would I waste my time reading the Bible?
You
and
got
the
enough
Quran?
time to, dress up. Do your research as well.
It is a basic.
Why must we do it for
What
you?
did he say?
Can you read that?
Who wrote it?
Can you just?
I need to wash my
Okay.
mouth out. After
Can you read it
You
for
can
me?
read it for me.
Honestly, I can read it, but I can't.
No, but you can read it.
With all due respect, I can read it, but I don't want to be the one to read it. You get me? It's a
You don't
holy
wanna
book.
be
It's a holy book,
There we
but
go.
I'm
But
not-
a Muslim and a Christian won't agree on reading religious texts.
I'm saying
He needs to read it.
he said
His
that.
heart needs to feel it. But you need to read
I'm
it. You
saying
need to read
that
it.
his foreparents used
Why?
to use this book
What?
to beat.
See, that's taking.
to beat
Come on,
us
that's a bit
and
going over the
steer
top.
us away from it, yeah? But in this book it says.
See,
He said, no, for sure
yeah.
that thy
Hey,
seed
look,
shall
the cameras
be
are there. I
changed
plainly
and
see
that
what you're
is
trying
not
to do.
theirs,
But let's not be
and shall
sincere.
serve them, and that they shall afflict them.
And
400
as religious
That's only
people, as
people
Muslims,
that
we
know
value
of
sincerity.
that being
It's like our main thing
infected.
for our religion.
We have
True
to be
Muslims anyway. So if you're not
speaking
sincere
reality, you know what I mean?
to someone who
But
values
you're doing it again. You're
sincerity,
doing it again. You're doing it. You're jumping on your high horse.
Why?
You're being sanctimonious and you're saying, because I'm a Muslim,
No,
I'm a good moral person.
you tried to make me a victim. You tried making me a victim by saying we have no IQ because we believe in God.
You're not going to jump
You
on your
came
high horse and
here
say,
with the
because
first
I'm a
shot.
Muslim, I'm this
You
good
pulled the
person.
trigger first. You pulled the trigger first, brother. You pulled the trigger first. You said one who believes in God has low IQ. So that was a loaded statement, yeah? So don't expect me to have a calm tone. Yeah, I'm just telling you, yeah?
But if I didn't say that, we would be on
At the end of the day, if you want to have an understanding to religion, you're going to be sincere. You don't have time for these jokes.
But he's not trying to.
But how do you know I don't have an understanding of religion?
Because you clearly don't. You first said we think it's a guy, a man in the sky. You first said that.
So what
you
did
don't
my
have-
parents do with me until the age of 15 years old?
I don't give a shit about what your parents did. They're talking about God here.
Raised me as a Christian. I went to church every Sunday. I
Yeah.
literally lived with a Christian family.
Yeah,
Christian
like I
friends,
told you,
Christian
man.
Did you ever study
I
why?
came atheist.
why people believe
I
in
wasn't
Christianity?
brainwashed to be religious. I made my choice.
But
But even Christianity doesn't describe God as a male in the sky anyway. No, it doesn't. Definitely not a male in the sky. In fact, it doesn't even talk about gender.
no, you can describe it.
Well, I'm sorry, your mind gives you the view that it has a masculine. God in the Bible and in the Quran has a very masculine way. That's why you assume it's a male, but it has no gender.
Why women are second
So,
racist.
so you didn't. So you did your homework wrong. You try to talk about religion that you know nothing about.
The women have no
So
rights.
you haven't done your homework. Why are you always talking about women? Think about men. Men need rights as well. You know what? Are you a white knight of some kind? Like, why are you always talking about women?
I'm just asking.
Women have rights. Women have rights. Men have rights.
You don't have the same rights as a man.
As in terms of.
If you wanted to go out, you wanted to get a job, you wanted to establish yourself.
See, the thing is actually in Islam, the book itself, it encourages women and men to seek knowledge. However, in the political climate at the moment, with those in power want to keep power for their own political reasons in that Saudi Arabia, then you could say, for example, they're looking for the book and everything like that. But we're talking about the actual book itself is different to how it's reenacted with people in political power. And that sort of political power, people in Saudi Arabia, they're backed by the UK, so arms, UK, and then the US keep it destabilized. Afghanistan, they keep it destabilized when Russia and USA invaded it. It's all part of.
But you've got Muslim
they have their
leaders
own
that
narrative.
collude with Western governments. So.
100.
Why you call us Muslims? The Muslims wouldn't collide with the Western government.
They do, but why? Okay, for example, you see Yemen. You see Yemen.
Back to the point.
My
some
point to
people
you
they
is-
say they're Muslims, and when they do something that you don't agree with, you say, "Oh, they're not Muslims."
Dear brother, we're a brother in humanity. If you were to read the Quran, you have. So why did you say we believe in a man in the sky? It doesn't say that in the Quran. You said two things now. You said you read the Quran, then you described the way that we believe God as a man in the sky. So it's a contradiction. Therefore, you didn't.
But that's how
Did
the
you read it
Quran
or
was
you
delivered.
didn't
The
read it?
Quran was delivered to a man on the top of a mountain from somebody in the
That's
sky.
Moses. He was a prophet. He wasn't God. So why are
somebody
you mixing a
speaking
man
down
in
to
the...
him, like from the sky?
So
right?
why-
You're on the top of a mountain. Who are you speaking to?
Within that.
Somebody in the sky, right?
Why can't it be something? Why can't it be something? Somebody implies it's a human. Or
This is it. You're trying to like boil it down to this like theological
because
debate.
that's what I'm saying.
When really,
Religion
it's a
requires
thing,
brains.
ultimately,
Religion requires
in
brains to
layman's
understand
terms,
it.
There is a man in the sky.
An idiot
Many
would.
people don't understand religion. They're in a religion that they don't understand.
Well, we were
That's
coming
everything.
over.
Then you can't say religion takes brain to understand
I'm
it.
saying the ones who truly understand it have brains to
Who are the ones that truly understand?
I don't know.
That's a
YouTube channel.
quite open statement to make.
Well, there is
If you
out
don't
there,
know
bro.
them,
Oh, just
you
black
can't
man.
talk about what
Well, I'll
they're
say sheep in
What's
my
your
issue.
issue?
You're
Black
gonna
man.
now
Black man.
I don't know about
random
the
sheep.
shit. I don't know about shit.
I don't know that too.
But why-
It's the only one that stuck out for me.
Why?
Because the way of saying things was different to what everyone else was saying. God bless, brother.
That's me, bro.
That's a man's individual understanding, though, right? I mean,
Yeah,
doesn't
but
mean that
for
he
it
was
to be
right.
for it
It's
to
not
be
God's understanding.
for it to be different and for him to get a lot of flack for it, I think he's onto something.
While the slave trade was coming.
He's even had assassination attempts against him. So I'm thinking,
Where
why
does
did
your
they...
intelligence come into it? It sounds like the sheikh is doing all the thinking for you.
No, that's just like a low percent of my overall what I think in life in general.
He was one of the
Like a lot of what I think is based on my own experience and it comes through what other people can relate to. Like the ones who made books or said something that was significant.
running out their
Yeah.
resources and money. And
In fact, I don't even own one book. I just skim through many sources and get the juice of it. And then, yeah. Because I believe.
What you saying? Yeah, man. Yeah. Big up, man. Big up.
Yeah, the transatlantic slave trade, 1690. Yeah, 1690. So King James authorized translation of the original book before it came over here. So King James he was so powerful. He authorized. He gathered about 66 scholars from all over the world of different ethnic group, and he gathered them together and he authorized. He paid them good money to translate this into English. Into this is 400. This is 400 years ago. This is 400 years ago. It's not a story. It's not a story. It's not a story. He asked a question. He asked a question.
Yeah,
so
I'm just listening. Go on.
he asked.
You're trying to explain something, but
Yeah.
I already know it.
Yeah,
but
no.
obviously,
Yeah. So I know, I've seen you. I know that you're very, very understandable.
Go on.
So I'm saying within that 1600 gap, a lot of things happen. A lot of things happen. So King James now, the wicked man, the bad man in the parliament, they were trying to stop him from circulating the translation. They never ever said King James wrote this Bible.
Right. Now, this Bible
Here's a
that
burden.
commissioned, was it against the religious laws to do so?
Against the religious laws.
Yeah, to translate from the Greek or the Hebrew or whatever into English.
No, it was never in any language. Even now, it's not illegal for me to convert a book into any.
Well, it was illegal for, remember, because King James has his own church.
Yeah, Church of England.
Church of England,
Yeah.
which he inherited from Henry, right?
Yeah.
He started it. Henry VIII is the one who started all of this new church.
So it's Protestants.
Was he a white man or a black man?
His grandfather.
Was he a white man? I tell you, everything with the white man. All the white man kingdoms started after 1600.
Okay.
Do your research. There was no white king. The first king of England, Scotland, and Wales was King James, and he was a black king.
Yeah, I know.
And that camera is so close to my face.
We already FTK'd that long time ago. You get me? There's no, sorry.
Bro,
I can't
if you don't know, like you can say to the camera and then you can go and do your research.
I've done my research. I've done it on my show.
You saying King James is a white man?
Yes.
This man is saying King James is a white man. King James, yeah, that's when the name changed.
Yo, big up Black Van, man. Gonna have a little chat with RASPECT, see what I want. He wants to chat to me again. Respect. Apologise to you in person. I apologise again. That's the last one. Boom. He already knows what time it is. Love, blessings. Let's get into the debate. What's going on?
All right. Now, I want us to define what a nonce is, because I know a lot of the far right have got like a lot of problems with the grooming gangs, and I sometimes think that it's like directed at like minorities. And if you look at the statistics, there's a lot of obviously white groomers, there's even black groomers, and I think that whole topic needs to be established. So I just want to know like what our definition, because you know a nonce is different from a paedophile. A nonce
I don't know. No, I believe a nonce and a paedophile are one and the same thing.
So a nonce would be someone who stands outside. A nonce is someone who stands outside a school and looks at little children, but they don't necessarily have to be a paedophile.
No, nonce is slang for paedophile.
No.
That's my understanding. A nonce is a slang for a paedophile. It's very simple. If you trouble someone under the age of 16 in this country, you're a nonce.
Yeah. All right. So what I'm saying is,
paedophile.
So what about someone who never troubled someone under 16?
The grey area is when it's 17 and 15.
No, it's not 17 or 15. It's not 17 and 15. I'm asking, what about someone? What about these guys online who have never troubled an under 16-year-old girl, but they've texted or talked inappropriately to under 16-year-old children?
You shouldn't talk to somebody inappropriately who's under 16 years old.
That's what I'm saying.
What if someone, and they're a big person, they're a big man?
Yeah, a big man talking to someone under. So that's also a nonce. They would still be required as a nonce. That's why a lot of the white people who go out and expose the nonce traits. No, the white people who go out and expose.
If the person knows that person's underage, then yeah, it's a nonce.
Yeah, so I'd say a nonce is someone who talks to young children inappropriately. Like that would be the first definition, because there's a lot of people who are nonces that aren't paedophiles. They've never touched a child, but they've said
in semantics, bro.
No, I'm saying they've never touched a child, but they've talked inappropriately to children. The reason why I'm saying that is because talking inappropriately to children is the gateway to grooming. Yeah, so if we're concerned about grooming, we have to be concerned about people that talk inappropriately to children, because that is the gateway.
I wouldn't say that if you talk inappropriately to a child, that makes you a nonce.
Okay, but
it's a nonce trait. It depends on the context.
So are you saying?
So nonce trait.
So are you? So you're basically saying here that all of the white nonces that the white people have exposed, that all they done was say something inappropriate to a child. They never done anything to the child, but they're not nonces.
No, I'm saying it's a nonce. I wouldn't do it.
No, I'm saying, are they not nonces? The people that have never touched a child, but all they done is talk inappropriately, sexually towards children.
Give me some kind of context.
So I'm saying that.
Give me a context, and I'll tell you if that person's a nonce or not.
All right. So there's some 10-year-old. There's someone that thinks that we know about sexual tourism, right?
We know about
sexual tourism, like
Thailand.
Thailand, yeah. So if someone says that they've just been buggering little boys and lady boys, I would say that person's a nonce.
I definitely wouldn't. They've been buggering little boys and lady. If you're saying you're buggering little boys and lady boys, that's definitely something I don't condone. I don't condone that comment. Nothing more for me to say about it.
Okay, so say if a Pakistani guy came to the park and you said, "Where have you been?" And he said, "I've just been buggering little 11-year-old white girls in Morden, where they talk the places where they're talking about the grooming's going on." I would call that Pakistani guy a nonce, because there's actually children being raped or being groomed, and he's saying he's just been buggering young English girls. So I would call that person a nonce.
You're making a grey area, big grey area in what a nonce is. Like if you have intentions to, that's better. If you have intentions to, if you're a nonce, mate. Simple and plain. I don't know how to. I think you're creating a big grey area that it's hard for me to decipher.
I think as a parent myself,
I'm a parent as well.
Yeah, so as a parent myself, anyone who speaks to my child inappropriately about sex is a nonce.
Yeah,
that's it.
I would say so as well.
All right. So I'm saying, so if there's some 11-year-old white girls here and they're calling you a liar, and you say, "Have you been bummed by your school teacher?" I would say that you're a nonce for saying that to 10-year-old, 11-year-old little white girls.
It's inappropriate.
Yeah, no, but I would say if you say
You're
that
a nonce. I think you're taking away from what a nonce actually is.
No, because people, like we've already established that the nonce patrol, these people have never touched children, so they're not paedophiles.
All right, you see,
all they've done is
paedophile catchers, go and catch people that are grooming children that are under 16. Yeah. When they catch those people that are grooming, sometimes they haven't done anything.
Yeah.
I agree with what the paedophile hunters are doing.
Yeah, and
I agree with it.
And but them paedophile hunters, they address those people as nonces because they're talking
those people are nonces.
Sexually inappropriate
those
to children.
People are nonces.
That's what I'm saying. So that's the high level of nonce. But I'm saying anyone who talks to my child, my 10, 11, 12-year-old child inappropriately about sex is a nonce. Yeah, they could be Pakistani, they could be white, they could be your friend, because sometimes people back things because their friend has done something, so they don't want to be honest about it. I'm saying it could be my best friend. It could be my best friend that went up to an 11-year-old white girl. No, but listen, it could be my best friend that went up to an 11-year-old white girl and said, "Have you been bummed by your school teachers?" Yeah, I would say that person is a nonce. I would say that person is actually the gateway to grooming, because what they're doing is they're normalizing talking to children inappropriately. And I don't differentiate between little boys and little girls. Yeah.
I don't know why we're talking about nonsense.
No, because we care about children, don't we?
I care about children.
That's what I'm saying. And a lot of the people that talk about grooming gangs, they care about children.
We haven't got anything that we disagree on.
I think we need to get established what the definition
what do we disagree on
of a nonce
when it comes to nonce.
I'm saying we have to establish.
And why are we talking about paedophilia? Why are we talking about paedophilia?
Can I say something?
Come into the conversation.
Because Tommy Robinson and them man there, have man like that in their ranks.
All right, it's like if I came in here with somebody I came in and he was filming for me, or somebody who was thingy, is his actions related? Am I responsible for his actions?
No.
There you go then.
So if
Tommy Robinson's mates being paedophiles or whatever, what's that? If it's got anything, if it's related to Tommy Robinson,
me personally,
arrest him.
No, it's related to the organisation.
Some of your mates might be paedophiles.
I don't know. Into Tommy Robinson.
You don't know. Do you know what your mates are doing in the dark corner?
It's an organisation.
Come into the camera.
I don't mind you.
No, come. I don't see it.
You know why?
I said I was a racist.
They're not going to say 2 on 1. They're not going to say 2 on 1. I'm going to tap you in 2 seconds.
I believe that you said I'm racist. I don't take it as 2 on 1. I don't take it as 2 on 1.
Yo, Maku,
I'm not taking it as 1.
I don't want them. No, I don't even want your people to say 2 on 1.
Let him finish.
And
then we'll deal with our thing after.
100%.
We'll deal with our thing after.
100%.
Yeah?
All right, cool. Yeah. So for me, I just want to establish, because obviously there's a lot of people online that talk about grooming and say that they care about children, they care about the health of children. But I'm saying a lot of these people online are okay with people talking to 11-year-old children about child molestation in a mocking and trolling way.
In a mocking and trolling way.
100%.
That's one thing I don't agree with in British humour. You know, there's a lot of comedy where it says, oh yeah, something about the kids or something like that. Bun all that. I'm not a fan of that at all in any way. When you make jokes about paedophilia, then it's like you're almost trying to normalise it.
100%.
In my eyes.
100%.
So
I agree wholeheartedly with that.
It's a nasty joke. I've seen professional comedians get up 100%. On the stage, say a joke, and the whole crowd laughs. I don't find it funny personally.
We bun all of them.
I bun all of them. I bun that.
Yeah, we bun all of them, because the reason why we bun all of them is because we care about children.
Of course.
And anyone who's saying that they care about children, they can't be talking to children inappropriately or talking about molestation or rape inappropriately.
I don't believe those jokes are just.
But
I wouldn't say that they're a nonce. I wouldn't say they're a nonce.
I personally,
I would say those jokes are. I would say the jokes are disgusting.
We're talking about jokes, right?
Yeah.
Jokes on the stage.
Yes.
So you would remove from them the ability to
No, I
make
wouldn't.
jokes.
You can make it. Whether I find it funny or not.
Me personally, I don't agree with any jokes about paedophilia, sex tourism or grooming. The reason why I don't agree with those jokes is because I think that these are heinous acts, and I think that the more we laugh about them is the more we normalise them. I personally don't even like gay jokes. So I'm very stringent in what I'm about. But I'm saying that if someone's at the park and there's some 11-year-old white and Asian guys, and the little 11-year-olds are calling that person fake and calling that person a liar, and the person turns around to them and says, "Have you been bummed by your scoutmaster?" I would say that 35. Yeah, because they were scouts. He asked them where they was. They were scouts. So he said, "Have you been bummed by your scoutmaster?" I would say that person needs to be condemned, because I would say that person is normalising talking to other people's children inappropriately about sexual molestation.
I will totally say.
I don't think we should speak inappropriately to children.
100%.
It's an inappropriate comment.
Yeah.
It's an inappropriate comment.
Making a joke for an audience is something.
Well,
jokes need to hurt. That's what jokes are
I still
about.
I still don't agree with the comedian, but I'm saying I still don't agree with the comedian. But I'm saying amongst people getting ready, I still don't agree with the comedian.
There's some fun going on. There's some fun stuff going on.
I do both of them. I still don't agree with the comedian. Sorry, Leon and the people then, because I have to leave if everyone's talking. I came here on my own with him because I didn't want all of the heckling, so I brought him out here on my ones, just so no one can't say anything. Yeah. I just need.
Fair enough. I'll give you that space.
I just want to get this out, because otherwise then we're not going to get to the point. Yeah. So what I'm saying is I don't agree with the comedians. Yeah. But I understand that comedy might be something a little bit different. I'm talking about individuals who are getting around, highlighting grooming gangs, highlighting the molestation of children, acting as if they care about children. But in their circles, there's people that talk about buggering little boys. In their circles, there's people that talk about bumming, ask little children if they've been bummed by their teachers. And in their circles, there's women who date underage boys or talk to underage boys, big women. So I'm saying that, are these the sort of people that we can look to when we're talking about grooming gangs? Okay, let's say someone said that to a little child, about 11-year-old about being bummed by their scoutmaster, and then someone got on to them about it, and then they said, okay, I was wrong, it was a clumsy statement. Then maybe I would still look at that person weird. Personally, I will never forget that. Yeah, if you said that to my child, I would knock your lights out. Yeah, no one couldn't tell my child about have you been bummed by your scoutmaster.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So, but I'm saying if the person says, you know what, I was wrong, yeah, maybe we could forgive that person. But if the person says, no, what I done was right, and I would do it again to your child, I would say that person is actually someone that we need to highlight in society as a problem in society.
I say he's wrong and strong.
I say that's a problem in society.
I agree about that specific
And I'd say that person is in no position to talk about any grooming of any cause, because, like I said, talking inappropriately to children about any sexual molestation, it's the gateway to grooming. It's the gateway. That's the door that you step through that allows grooming. If we all just lock off that, then there's no groomers at all. Do we agree on that?
It's not that easy. I don't think it's that easy.
I'm saying, okay, if no person is going to talk to a child inappropriately about sex, how can a child then be groomed sexually?
Well, I don't know.
How can a child be groomed sexually?
There's different environments in which children suffer from
No, but I'm saying if no one talks to a child inappropriately about sex, how can someone verbally groom the child about sex?
No, listen,
if we all take a position
we shouldn't talk like that to children. I agree with you about that. But it's... Yeah, are we talking about something, some specific case, or is this just...
No, these are things that have happened in Speaker's Corner. These are things that have happened in Speaker's Corner. These are things that have happened online. You know what I'm saying? And for me personally, there's a lot of people
I've heard of cases like those.
There's a lot of people that are, because it's their friends or people they're affiliated with, they don't want to condemn it. Do you know what I'm saying? But then if it's someone else of another group, they condemn it. And I would say that's hypocrisy. If we're going to be against groomers, if we're going to be against people talking inappropriately to children, it's all of them. And it's all children, white, black or Asian. We don't differentiate. And I think that online there's a lot of people like that are pushing this.
No audio, they can't hear it.
What? No audio?
Can't hear it. Can't hear the audio on your team.
Oh, did they say it on the comments? That's useful. Oh god. See the sounds in the background.
Bro, I beg, can you come over this angle? Round there. Yeah, please. So you got us here.
So I would say that if someone does say to children, that person before society allows them, that person should make a public apology for talking to children like 100%. That. And if they don't do that, then we have to kind of look at that person a bit sideways.
Apology is the least.
Public apology.
100%.
100%.
Totally agree.
To the children and to the parents.
to the children and to the parents.
100%, 100%. I'm glad we agree on that.
Of course.
I'm very glad we agree on that. You get me? No nonsense in the town. You get
Anything
me?
else?
We
talked about paedophilia.
You know what? Yeah. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let MAKU come in and have his one-on-one, just so.
MAKU is ready.
And then
ready, MAKU.
I just want to establish that anyone speaking inappropriately to children about child molestation or anything sexual, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, yeah, it's unacceptable. Yeah, I don't care what your race is, I don't care who you are, and if you are affiliated with people that do that and don't want to apologize, you understand, then you are guilty by association. So watch your friends. Thank you.
Blessings.
Fair enough.
Is that it?
Next challenger.
Yeah, I got you on another one.
Okay.
Don't worry.
I just said that's quite light.
201 and that.
Yeah, okay. MAKU.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, so I heard you done an interview with Online White and was making some statements about white racism.
Some of the statements that you say came across as racist.
Explain.
Can't even remember, to be honest with you, but I remember the other week, I'm sure you remember, we had a discussion and you came across as one of the most racist people that I'd ever spoken to in my life. Pretty simple, really.
I knew that's it.
That's it.
So it wasn't really based on anything. Just
everything was we did this and this is all the thanks we get for it, and we did, like, you were separating black and white in everything that we were talking about. You were separating black and white.
In a debate about black history.
I know, but it seemed like you were complaining a lot still.
Okay, now I'm complaining. So if a man makes an observation about things that he studied and his environment and all of that, that's racist.
That's all you do. All you do, you study about what was done in the past and keep on highlighting. I've got children and I don't really want them to grow up with that kind of mentality.
What mentality?
If something goes wrong in life, that you've got this big oppressor that's above you and you can use that as a reason.
Right, is that an observation? Or is that a fact to you? It's not a fact.
Yeah, that's my personal.
But you also know that there's a system here, that's working against us, yes?
No, I don't agree with that.
You don't believe that?
I don't believe that there's a
You don't believe that we're
against, and you're saying us as in black people?
As in people in general?
Well, against the people, yeah, against the lower,
okay, so
against
now
the working class people.
So then,
we're working class. I say we're all working class.
So what's the issue then? You're gonna say if I make an observation, no, I'm black.
talking about working
it's just
class.
that I'm black.
So
Remember, making an observation.
So am I black.
Right. So
Doesn't
your
matter.
opinion,
Doesn't
no, but your opinion is I'm racist because I made an observation.
Well, I would look the way I'm not an observation. I believe it's your opinion that there's a big system.
It's an observation, bro.
No, I don't believe
Plain and simple information. If the information is out there, what would you expect people to do?
Listen, you made an observation.
Other than learn it, study, read it, yeah?
You made an observation. When you go through your daily life, you make observations, yeah? But you interpret it in your brain a certain way, innit?
Okay.
And we all interpret it in our brain.
Right, and how do you know how I interpret it?
No, I know that you interpret it like there's a system oppressing you. I know that, because we come here every week and say that.
Us?
No, not me. You. You're talking for me now. You're talking for me.
Don't the far
You already
right
said that, though.
Listen, can we stop with the narrative of
All
far
don't
right?
the Tommy Robinson
Who's the
fan.
far right?
All right, don't the Tommy
Who are
Robinson
they?
fans say
I'm
the
not
system's
saying.
oppressing
Why
them
are
as
they
well?
far
I'm
right?
asking him.
No, okay, don't the Tommy Robinson fans say the system's oppressing them as well?
Yeah.
Okay, well then.
So why are we doing black then?
No, but when the Tommy Robinson fans say the system's oppressing them, you don't say that they're victims. You acknowledge that they're being oppressed, and you even articulate the oppression. But every other person's oppression,
old school
you don't
slavery,
articulate it.
I never said slavery. You said slavery.
We were talking about last week, weren't it?
But we're talking about the
Slavery's
environment
part
we're
of history.
in, right?
talking about
When I was
slavery
talking to
last
this
week.
guy,
We're
when I
gonna
was
bring it
talking to this
current
guy,
now.
one second. When I was talking to this guy, I said, that the system that we live in, is oppressing. We're complicit in it. Remember I said that, yeah? We said we're complicit in it because we enjoy certain things in this country, yeah? We enjoy
He said
certain
he's
things.
complicit in it. How is he complicit in it?
I said we.
He said
We
we.
all are.
We are all complicit
Right,
in what?
we're all complicit in how this country is, right? And the enjoyment and everything we've got. You know what I'm saying? So from cards to things to the way we dress, everything, yeah? But we don't really acknowledge that many people in other lands have suffered, for us to have these privileges, for us to drive our cars because the oil came from a war which wasn't righteous, remember? It wasn't righteous. It wasn't righteous though. 1 million people protested against the war.
I agree.
Right.
I didn't want the war to happen either.
So this is an observation, bro.
No,
this
no,
is using your brain.
No,
Come
you're
on,
talking
bro.
about something
Come
else.
on. We don't get emotional about information. You learn it. You get me? You decide
It's how you
see
receive it. You
Not
see,
about
you learn, you
receiving.
see it, and it's how you
No, bro.
it's how you receive it in
No.
your brain.
No, no, no.
How you receive it in your brain.
Look, it is what it is.
You
But
said
it's-
us, and I don't see
you're
myself.
making it seem like it's a problem because you think he's coming from a black paradigm about the issue, but it shouldn't really matter. Because really and truly, if one man complains about deafness, next man complains about being blind, still disability on a whole gets a look in because matters in disability are getting
Well, are you
raised.
disabled being black?
No, what I'm saying is we're talking about oppression, yeah, and you're talking about working class, and he's talking about black, rather than deny what he's saying.
I'm not denying what he's saying.
But
I'm
it
just
is
saying
because
it's
you're saying it's
I'm
a
not
victim.
denying what you said.
But you're
I'm
saying
not-
it's But you are,
Listen,
are.
listen. I'm
You
not
are.
denying
You're
what
saying
he's
it's racism.
Listen, I'm not denying your view of things. I'm just saying, you're not speaking for everyone because I don't feel the same way as
Like
you.
for example,
I don't-
He is speaking for you because he's working
not
class and you're working class. You just said
I don't
that.
want him speaking for me though.
Cool.
I
Just
don't
because
want
you
him
have a
speaking for me.
similarity
But
doesn't mean you can
he's
speak
still
for all the
asking
people
Tones
with
to
the
say-
Is
same
he allowed to
similarity.
speak for the working class being a part of
I
it?
can't speak for all white people.
Is he allowed to? Is he allowed to have an opinion
Of course he is.
based on him being in the working class?
Of course he is.
So would you take somebody from the upper class and listen to their opinion about the working class, or would you take it from someone from the working class?
Depends on what they're saying.
It doesn't make a
Doesn't
lot
matter.
of
Doesn't.
sense.
It makes
It doesn't matter. I
it makes
understand what you're
total
saying,
sense.
but listen. Just because you come from your working class and you're talking about the working class people, doesn't mean that you're chatting sense.
Okay, cool. But he's
I am
is
saying
it's something he's
I don't
saying
believe
wrong.
that you are.
So what is he saying that's wrong? Explain.
right? It's not that. It's a
not
victim
wrong.
mentality,
No,
innit?
no. It's not that. I'm not saying that what he's saying is wrong.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, the way how he looks at things, from my perception, seems like you seem like you're a little bit hard done by, and you're living your best life right now.
What about the Tommy Robinson fans?
Hold on, one
Do they
second, one
seem like
second,
they're
one
hard
second,
done by?
one second.
Are
I
they
never
living their
claimed-
best life? Tommy Robinson fans, do they seem like they're hard done
I've
by?
I know, but the Tommy
claimed to be
Robinsons are
hard done
talking
by.
about Tommy Robinson, who's alive now. You're talking about 400 like 400
He's not
years
mentioned
ago.
that once. He's
When
not
he
mentioned
was
that
We're
once.
talking
We're
about
talking
IPC
about-
and Joint Enterprise.
listen,
Them are our life
I
right
agree
now.
with you.
You've got brothers in there as well.
So
bro.
if I'm talking
Of
about,
course I have.
That's what I'm
Listen,
saying.
right,
I'm
listen,
talking about the
let's
MAKU.
separate.
He's coming
Listen,
from a black
I know,
working
but we're
class
jumping.
perspective.
Right, listen,
You're coming
forget
from
about
a
slavery.
totalitarian.
Right.
You're coming from a
Are we
more
forgetting about
holistic
slavery?
way. Come
Are we
on.
forgetting about slavery and last week? Let's just forget about
Slavery's
that
part of
and
the
talk
history
about.
of this
I know, but
country,
you
sir.
can't keep on
It's
going
embedded.
if you keep on, we're having a debate, and then when I say something about slavery, yeah, you say, oh no, don't talk about slavery, but you keep on mentioning it.
You're the one that's
Wait,
mentioning it.
No, but you're saying that
He
you're
hasn't
oppressed.
mentioned it.
No one else
You're
has
saying you're
mentioned it.
oppressed.
You're saying,
Yeah.
you're saying I
And
have
we-
it.
And we already
You're
agree
saying I
on
have
the
a chip
level
on
of
my
oppression.
shoulder.
No,
We
you're
already
saying
agreed
that-
working
I
class
have an
oppression. So we're already on the same level now.
Working class.
Yeah.
That's not just black, then, is it?
No, but he's focused on black because he's a black man. That's fair
Makes
enough,
sense.
right?
Like you are a black man. You know what I'm saying? You should focus on.
That's fair enough, right?
Okay, each to their own.
Like I said,
Each to
like
their
I
own,
said,
thank you.
like I said,
Raj concentrates on the grooming gangs because he says that he's from a South Asian and there's a South Asian problem. So every community is going to look at things through there. If you're Eastern European, you're going to look at the Eastern European
Do you not think that I
experience.
want to? Do you not think that I want to do things to help things that are going wrong in the black community?
That's up to you.
I'm asking you a question.
I have no idea. I ain't got
No idea. No idea
No
whatsoever.
idea. No idea.
But we know what we do.
Naturally, if
know what I mean?
you're for the fight of the working class people, then obviously you're gonna look at the working class demographic and be like, alright, cool.
Black people are in that working
Yeah,
class.
exactly. So you're
And I
gonna
think
be like, cool.
When you
So-
say something, hello, you're right, blessings. You know, when you say I'm doing this for the black people, don't you think that every other race could feel like excluded?
Yeah,
and
but
they're in
like I
working
said-
class as well.
Like I said to you, yeah, if I go
You went to the same school as them and everything.
Bro, if I go to charity for the deaf and they don't have anything for people that are blind, I'm not going to kick up a stink. I'm going to come out and go into the correct establishment. It's so simple. What's the point of complaining? Do you know what I mean? I support you if you've got your white working class, Asian working class, because at the end of the day, there's power politically. There's power in, your grouping.
So when you do, just imagine you do you get a community centre, yeah? Take it to right now. Just imagine you get a community centre and you want to do something about black whatever, empowerment.
You keep putting that. You keep putting that.
Because that's how I imagine. That's the narrative.
But that's an imagine.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Go on, but say
That's the narrative
community centre, black.
Go on.
Go on.
And you just imagine you had a community centre and it was like, oh, you wanted to do it was for black history, black thingy, or black people to come to. I've seen things that where people are advertising. You're acting confused.
I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
I've seen
community centre for black things to come to.
I've seen things advertised in the place where I live, yeah, and it's advertised exclusively for black people. Do you think that that's right?
Yeah.
And do you think that white people and Asian people?
You know what? I don't feel
Arabs,
left out I don't feel left out when I see the Portuguese community centre, when I see the Polish community centre, when I don't. Listen,
those are countries, not
who said you can't go in? No one said a white person cannot enter, an Asian person cannot enter, but this is who we're marketing it to. Yeah.
I ain't got no problem.
I don't go in Baby Gap and get pissed that they don't have adult XL. Yeah. Stop being silly. Like it's like every time that something has to do with black, you don't want them to have anything exclusively dedicated to themselves, but everyone else does. It's just how the world works, and they should be able to liaise with each other. So on a black day or in a black community centre, they should liaise with the white and the Asian and whatever, and make all communities better because we're all working class.
All right, have you lot got a problem with me just trying to help the working class people as a whole?
Why would I?
No problem.
No,
no problem.
Yeah, but when you make statements about people being racist, you know what I'm saying, which is, if you was quite educated,
I'm
you
gonna
know
go
we
back
can't
and,
be
I'm gonna
racist.
go back and look at.
We personally can't be racist.
You can't be
racist.
You can be racist.
If it's in my country,
You can't be racist.
If it's in my country,
You can be racist.
Hold on. If it's in my country,
It's ridiculous
yes,
that
you
we're
could
having
say
that
that. You could
conversation.
say that. Yeah.
So this
but
is not your country.
It hasn't materialized even in my country.
So this is not
These
your
things
country.
don't materialize. So in my country, yeah,
said that.
you're
You're
still
saying this is
you're
not
still
your country.
hold on. You're still
The way you say this
respected.
is not your
different,
country.
different
Just
definitions.
one second.
You're
In
saying
my
this is not
country,
your country.
listen. In my country,
Pavlov what, man? Pavlov what?
The
arbiter is speaking.
No. The only place I can be racist. One second. The only place I can be
She hasn't said
racist.
it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen anything that's racist.
Hold on. But you see, the only place I can be racist, yeah, is the country of my parents' birth, right? Which is Nigeria, right? Okay. So obviously we dominate the environment there. But I'm saying even there, that system of racism has not materialized. So you can't apply that to me. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm here in England. I have no power. Do you know what I'm saying? My opinion means nothing. So I can only have prejudice.
I cannot be. You have no power.
I cannot be racist.
If you stop seeing yourself as a black man and started seeing yourself as a British citizen
or a man,
then you
Go
would be able
and
to
look
integrate.
up the dictionary definition
So
of
in
the
order
word,
to integrate, you
bro.
must.
Got nothing
Hold on,
to
one
do
second,
with
one
Look up
second.
the dictionary definition of racism. It's
Yeah,
not
you
what
hear
think
me.
it
Yeah,
is.
you hear me. In order to be a black man, in order to be a citizen, you must drop your black identity. That's what you're saying. In order to integrate.
No,
You
I'm
said-
saying you need to see yourself as a citizen first and then as a black man.
Why?
No.
Because that's what it
Why?
means to
What's the
integrate
difference?
inside of a country.
Citizenship can change.
You guys, listen, you guys don't want to integrate. You guys don't want to follow the rules of the country you're in. And you're complaining because people supposedly discriminate
Again.
This is
English
saying
language.
you're being discriminated.
This is English
And you
language.
keep saying, oh, the whites are discriminated, the whites this, the whites that. I remember our conversation.
Okay.
He's
And you said
specific.
what?
Wait,
Hold on, one
second.
second. What did you say?
What did I say? I said we was gangs. You
done.
know
You're
why?
done at it.
No, bro, you know
That's-
why?
that's
You know why?
intelligent conversation.
You know why? You know why?
That's intelligent
Because I
conversation.
want
What
to
does that
make
mean?
it
What does that mean?
because
What
I
does
want
that
to
mean?
make it absolutely
What does
sure
that mean? We was
that there
gangs.
are people who are walking, talking stereotypes and who give a bad name to their own community.
We were kings and ran off.
Sorry. We was kangs. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
It's a notion that your people created everything. And as I said in another video, it doesn't only apply to black people. Because I've spoken to many people that said, oh, all civilization was done in Europe, all civilization was done in my country, my country. You shouldn't think like that, because that's not how history works.
Pavlov,
He said it.
yo, Pavlov,
He said it.
Can I tell you what we
we
was
say
gangs means?
the truth.
Yo,
You were
Maku.
saying that you were saying the truth of history, the truth of history, that sub-Saharans invented everything, that the Egyptians were black, the Greeks were black, the Chinese were black, everybody was black.
Man is not saying king.
Yo, Maku,
you weren't
can I
thinking.
explain to
You
you?
weren't thinking.
Yo, Pavlov, do you want to know what we was gangs really is? Yeah, we was gangs was when people, because people say that we was just slaves. the history only talks about slavery. So black people look at Mansa Musa, the Mali Empire, from Egypt, Kemet, all of that, and we say we was kings. Yeah. Before we were slaves, we was kings and queens. And what racist people done to mock that is made up a chant called "We Was Kangs." So this came right out of the KKK, the far right, out of racist white people. It did come from the right. It came out of racist white people that was mocking black
Careful
history.
the terminology that
So
you
we
band
was
around.
Kangs is a
I
race.
know you're not a racist guy.
It's a racist
It wasn't clever, was it?
Guys, wasn't
Would
clever.
you take it back if you could?
Yeah, exactly. I can tell you why I'm not going to take it back.
You don't have
because
to take it
you
back.
said that it's all the fault of the white people that you are suffering. In our conversation,
No,
it's on video. You said the Greeks were black, the Egyptians were black, the Mesopotamians were black, the Indians were black, everybody was black. All the inventions were made by blacks.
Did you have
and I'm
any-
sorry, but it feels to me like you're hurting your own community more than any racist ever could.
How?
Because you're showing off the stereotype.
Oh,
You
no.
are impersonating. You
You're showing
are
off the
becoming the
stereotype.
avatar of your stereotype.
No, we study
Explain how. Explain
history.
how.
Because
Hold
you're
on, one
saying
second,
that you
one second.
invented everything.
No, we study history, we study archaeology, we
You
study
studied history.
anthropology,
Okay.
we
What
study
kind of history
science,
does
we
say
study all
that
of
the
these
Greeks
things.
were black?
One second,
Okay, go
man.
ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Because you think you're very clever and you think we're ignorant.
Of course,
That
of
is a
course.
stereotype.
Of course.
You understand?
That's the stereotype you're
That's a
making right
stereotype.
now.
And
I
you
told
making
many,
that
many
statement.
times
Hold
that I
on
don't know
one
everything.
second.
Are you
When
aware,
you
are
made that
are
statement,
you aware of the black
that's a
Greeks, or
stereotype.
is it just
Of
you
what?
think that you think there weren't no black Greeks or the Greeks weren't black? What is it that you think?
Or no black
You have
Romans
some
or no-
evidence
no?
to this, yeah?
No?
Okay, the Roman Empire was an interesting
No.
case because eventually.
Oh, now it's
No,
interesting.
no, listen.
Now
Because
it's
in
interesting.
Rome,
Right.
the native Romans were not black. But
Right.
every time the Romans would conquer a new region, they would eventually integrate the region into the Roman Empire. And thus, it's natural that there were black Romans.
So who controlled
from
the
the
whole
African
of,
region?
Who controlled the whole of
One
Sicily?
question.
How are you
long
talking
we
about?
gonna be
The
talking
whole of
about?
Sicily. The
How
whole
long
of
we
Sicily. The
talking-
Carthaginians.
shit?
One second. The Carthaginians who were in
load of
what
rubbish.
you're calling Italy. Do you know what I'm saying? And ruled for several generations.
And they were black. The
And the
Carthaginians were
Romans.
black.
The Romans. Or they weren't even called Romans. They were a
How are we
small
gonna move
tribe
forward?
of Europeans
How are we gonna change knife
surrounded by black people.
Are we going to change
Rome
knife crime?
got surrounded by black people.
No,
Are we going to sort out knife crime?
they were just a small. They were
are you
just a small.
talking about?
Thank you.
Who
They
cares?
were a province. They were a small province,
Who cares if they were black or white?
but
Who
they were
cares?
small, bro.
I don't
Small,
care.
small.
All right,
Rome was
let's-
surrounded
The
by
ruling
black
practice,
people.
bruv.
Who told you
I don't know
that?
what
You see,
you're
this is
talking about.
exactly what I'm talking
Old
about.
religion.
Revisionist
You're
So
talking
are you
about
running
it.
from the fact that wherever they set
I'm
up
have a
from,
piece of cake in a minute, man.
the moment they set
I
up here,
definitely didn't
they
come
were
and talk
in
about
the
history.
land of the
I don't know
Carthaginians.
nothing about history.
What are you
Is that why
talking
you put it
about?
down?
All right, so
Bro, you need to do your research.
One
No,
minute.
no,
Do you
no,
think Katie Hopkins
No,
is
you're
racist,
just
Pablo?
trying to say-
Do you think Katie Hopkins
I
is
said
racist?
Sicily.
Well, here you
Yo,
go.
Max,
I don't know a lot about the
Italy,
Katie Hopkins,
Italy.
honestly.
You said something
I don't know a lot about
I
it.
was I'm definitely interested.
Listen, I admit, I don't know a lot about Katie Hopkins. I don't really, I didn't really research her.
So you don't believe that Katie Hopkins is racist?
No, I didn't say that. So I haven't seen anything.
All right, so Katie Hopkins, just like you're of mixed heritage, the reason why she doesn't like Meghan Markle is because she's of mixed heritage, and she's been mocking Meghan's entrance into the royal family from the beginning. Now, this was a tweet she wrote about Meghan when she went to Africa. It's gone viral, yeah, amongst a lot of people, black, white, or Asian, calling her out for her racism. She said she was literally just pretending to listen to African women who have nothing, rape survivors and children with HIV. Yeah, that's how she's describing African people. Yeah, rape survivors and children of HIV. To me, that is a racist. What is it to you, my brother?
Ignorant.
Okay, so it's not racist.
When if you're acting like you're more supreme than me, supremacist. If you're acting more supreme than me, that's an ignorant statement to me. I don't think it's racist. It's an ignorant
So
statement.
Kate Hopkins is not racist by this.
So you don't think?
Say it to me
you don't
again.
think
Let me
Kate- you don't
edify
think
it. Let
Kate
me edify it
Hopkins
again. Say it to me
is
again.
aware
Say it
that
to me
that
again.
there's more than that in
She was
Africa.
literally just pretending.
You're saying
to listen to
ignorance.
African
Let me hear the
women
tweet, please. Sorry.
Who have nothing. Rape survivors and children of HIV.
All right, where in that statement did she
Pretty
act like
rough
she was
selling.
better than black
Probably
people?
pretty
Well,
rough
she's saying
statement.
African
Women
people are
have nothing, are rape survivors, and
That's
their
all
children
they
got
are.
HIV.
I would say that it was just ignorant and I wouldn't say it
Ignorant,
was
but you don't
racist.
think she knows better?
You said whether it was racist
No,
or not. I don't
but you're
believe it
saying
was racist.
ignorant now. So I'm saying
Yeah.
with ignorance comes a lack of knowledge, right? So
No,
you're saying,
no.
do you not think she intentionally described it like that?
Yeah, she that's what she does. She stirs up
That's not
debate.
ignorant then, that's intentional
She stirs
racism.
up. No, I don't believe it's racism.
Well, she
I
says
would-
racist
it was an
statements to
ignorance.
stir up
I
debate,
believe it
you're
was
right.
I would think it was an ignorant statement.
What was ignorant about it if she
Just
knows
'cause
better
that's
and did
why-
it intentionally?
That's why I
That's
was
not
thinking
ignorance.
about it now.
That's why we're speaking about it now. That's why she said it. And if she
that's
would have
not
said something
ignorance though,
racist, couldn't she get nicked for it?
No.
What if you say if you say something that's I don't know. I don't believe it was racist. I believe it was ignorant.
She called immigrants who drowned cockroaches.
White van man. Do you think?
White van man.
You distracted woman.
Nice pun.
I haven't heard anything that I believe.
Come on, that was on
bro.
purpose, man.
He's
This was on purpose.
He's
a blatant racist.
Absolute racist. He's an absolute racist. Me and this guy have argued and debated.
No, like,
I
mean, I'll agree on this guy.
Why would you say she's a racist?
Look at her video in South Africa. Look at her, her anger towards Idris Elba becoming James Bond. She's a blatant racist.
Yo, bro, listen, bro.
He's a racist.
Bro,
my friend,
She described immigrants as cockroaches. Is that racist?
She described
Immigrants that drowned as cockroaches.
Like people who drown in the Mediterranean.
It's not cockroaches any racist.
She has a problem with James Bond.
You tell me.
The cockroach who tapped out.
You tell me. When the immigrants English. When the immigrants English.
But I think it's useful.
Were the immigrants English?
No, they weren't.
All right. So there we go. So she's talking about them.
I said it was evil.
Evil, but not racist.
Evil statement.
Evil, but not racist.
Worse than racist.
So it could be racist too. No, wait. Let's slow down. Evil, but not racist.
I don't know what cockroaches. What race of cockroaches.
So calling some immigrants that drowned cockroaches, not racist.
No.
It's just evil.
You don't color bend the characters
Calling
like
immigrants
cockroaches.
I mean,
so I'm not gonna.
Is that racist? Depends.
Is it?
Hey, what's your position on Brexit?
Yo, explain to him about Katie Hopkins, please. She
referred to like refugees who drown in the Mediterranean as cockroaches. I think she said that we need to get gunships. But trust me,
you're saying that. No, but you're saying
no. Let him
You're not learning about it.
It could have been racist. It could have been that they were poor.
No, but let him talk. Let him talk. Say your plethora.
I don't care about Katie Hopkins.
Okay, but wait, if she's not in a position of power, why do you care about what she says? She's just
I don't care about
racist.
Katie Hopkins.
She's influential to the wrong kind of people, and she's normalizing really messed up stuff. Like when Boris Johnson grabbed a woman's thigh, she tweeted saying, "I don't care if he grabs a woman's thigh, he can grab my pussy any day." That's very inappropriate. Just like it's weird because if a brown person did that, you'd be seeing a completely different narrative being pushed. Like if Sadiq Khan grabbed the woman's thigh, Tommy Robinson, Katie Hopkins all calling him a racist, but it's a completely different story when it comes to Boris Johnson.
That's about South Africa. Because he doesn't know a lot.
South Africa is, I don't know the full story, I just know a couple of things, but a lot of people are lying.
Katie Hopkins and South Africa. Wait, let me say something about you. You lot said cockroaches. You lot instantly thought when she said cockroaches, it was because they were black. Could have been because they were poor. Could have been
if she called them monkeys,
if they were white,
it wouldn't have been any more or less racist.
I know you lot are just quick to just say it's because she was black.
You're dehumanizing people because they're
they weren't
immigrants.
even dehumanizing. They weren't even black. Some of them were just like Mediterranean Arabs.
There you go then. Some of them were Mediterranean Arabs.
So still, she was dehumanizing people of another race and referring to them as cockroaches, and it's like pretty
evil
bad.
statement.
Anyway, what's your position on Brexit?
The people voted to leave. Simple.
So you reformer, you complete exit, or soft hard?
What the people voted for should be carried out, whether for the better or for the worse.
What do you think is the biggest problem plaguing black British people today?
Knife crime.
Knife crime. Okay. How would you say we fix it?
You need to go and talk to the kids. Not really stand here and be
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Do you think that?
I think it won't solve much.
No,
it's more than talking to the kids. Like the kids are being influenced by specific people. The problem is bad influences, bad examples in the community.
I have
to find out who's doing it. You need to find out why they're doing it, and eventually you can root out the problem. And then, when you root out the people who are teaching the kids, you can take care of the kids.
A more direct approach, personally, but
guess who's doing it? People like Pavlov who run around and respit the rhetoric.
I am doing it
by saying,
we
are kings, you lot were kings, you lot were kings. That is demeaning.
I think regardless.
I don't care about kings, I care about knife crime.
Okay, cool. Yeah, but knife crime. Knife crime. One minute. Knife crime is a direct. Knife crime is a direct result of black children not knowing their history and their greatness in this country. That's a direct. So they don't know who they are. The minute a black youth on the roads learns about his history, learns that they was kings, learned that they was great. Yeah, a lot of the time
They'll stop killing. They'll stop
one minute, that creates a chemical reaction, and I can show you.
chemical
One
reaction,
minute,
yeah.
one
Respect,
minute.
I
Let me show you.
disagree.
Let me show you. Let me show you. I can bring you at least 20 people to this park. Yeah, who was involved in knife crime. And in learning their history and learning the greatness of their history and learning that they're not just here to kill each other, their mindset started changing and their life started changing.
Let me tell you something.
So a core.
No, listen. You can't disagree if you change 10 people's life. You can't disagree.
Not even just me.
That's not the only way to do it.
Disagree.
That's not the only way to do it.
One second. You can disagree if you never exercised it. Yeah. So you can have an opinion on it because you never exercised these things.
Do you think
we actually exercise these things? So we would know what we're talking about.
Cool. I mean, do you think that black people in like 1918 who built Black Wall Street, do you think they know any of their history in West Africa? Of course they didn't, but they still made something great of themselves.
No, we're talking about
What
today.
does that mean?
I agree with that point.
Exactly. So like, I don't think it has anything to do with knowing.
And what happened to Great Wall Street?
Lovely point
Yeah,
right
it
there.
got destroyed. That wasn't the destruction of black greatness. Black people only.
Great example.
The average income only began to drop in the 1950s.
Did they burn it down?
After Lyndon Johnson.
Did they burn it down?
Tiger, listen.
Look at the evidence.
Tiger,
That's
listen.
the evidence.
Tiger,
It's
listen.
burned.
Marcus Garvey, yeah. He didn't. Marcus Garvey. One, he did have knowledge of his history, which made him know he's great. Yeah, and that's probably one of our most progressive people. But Marcus Garvey, what happened? J. Edgar Hoover infiltrated the movement and tried to shut it down. J. Edgar Hoover tried to shut down Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, all the way to the Black Panther Party. J. Edgar Hoover in the CIA, was there trying to sabotage any black movement that tried to teach people about their greatness, tried to better the people. So when we see the state of America right now, we have to put some of it on J. Edgar Hoover and the CIA and their constant attempt to sabotage anything in creating knowledge and self-respect in black people. What I'm saying is today, in England, a lot of youths on the roads right now, they don't know about their history. They don't know about anything. You get me, fam? So, and I'm saying that, and I'm saying that
it's just a start.
and
It's a start because it's
saying
a piece of the it's a piece of the puzzle to deal with self-esteem, innit? Like, it's a piece of the. You can do. I agree with you, bro. Family. One second. That's what I'm saying. I agree, you can do, but we can't knock it because it is something that does empower some people. Do you know what I mean? And plus, another thing is we got to look at the circumstances that actually led to where we are in society. Why the people are the way they are, because they're in a pattern of behavior. You're agreeing there's a problem, yeah? But we got to see, why is there a problem in the black community? What is it about? Who are the people in the black community? What are their histories? We've got to look at the way that history affects the way that families are formed and the way that people are raised. Their attitudes and their beliefs, their cultures.
Why are we going to slavery and all
because
that?
it's all part of culture. Because it's all part of culture, bruv. Because we're gonna have. Listen, now you're being so simplistic, brother. Listen. You're being so simplistic.
Who's enslaved?
We're dealing with people's issues, We're dealing with people.
Listen, on another level. Nah, he can't
hear what I'm saying. Forget that.
Why
are you doing distracting thing? Come on, forget that, man.
He said it in my right ear.
All right, but hear this.
If we want to fix the issue,
you want to fix the issue. So you can't be simplistic.
Slaves here in England.
You can't be like, oh yeah, we're just gonna go chat to the youths. When man asked you what you're chatting to the youths, you never said nothing. Even Pavlov had more to say than you. About how to, you saying chat to the youths.
What do you mean I don't
just chat to the youths?
I know chat to the youths more than you, bro.
Chat to the youths in what?
Right now.
What's the chatting to the youths doing?
Saying
what? Saying what? What are you saying? What are you saying?
Respect.
What are you saying?
It doesn't concern you because you're not a
I'm
youth.
asking you. We're having a conversation, isn't it? This is your solution. So we want to know.
Yeah. Let me formulate it properly and then I'll go.
You ain't thought of it. You ain't done it yet?
I've been here 2 months.
You ain't done it yet?
No, I ain't done it yet.
Oh, it's theory.
Started. Yeah.
I hear you, my brother.
I've only been here 2 months. Wait. For the record, how long have you been here?
Go on, my brother.
How long have you been here?
I don't even know what you mean by been here, bro. I don't know what you mean about been here.
How many years have you been coming Speaker's Corner?
A year, 2 years.
2 years. How long have you been coming Speaker's Corner?
What has this got to do with
3
Speaker's
years.
Corner?
I've been coming to speak. Alright, since I started talking in public, it's been 2 months. 3 months
I hear
max.
you, bro. You're a big man, though.
Listen.
What was you going to say?
Yeah, and I've lived a different life to you.
Who knew?
You don't know what my life is?
If you knew their history
I
better.
don't know your life. No, I don't.
You just
I
make
don't know you.
assumptions.
What's
What's
apart
to do
from
with
Speaker's
anything?
Corner? I don't
You just
know
made a
you.
statement. Alright, man.
No, it's not apart from Speaker Corner because we inspired you. We inspired you to go and reach the youths because we've already done that on a high scale.
That's all good. That's all good.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So you can't say you don't know us except for Speaker's Corner because we done G-Walks in North London, South London, West London. No, but what I'm saying, what I'm saying is what you're talking about doing. We've not only used 1 minute. We've not only used Speaker's Corner to bring hundreds of different people that care about the youth to come down and do over 15 G circles. We took those G circles to the community, done G-Walks. The G-Riders have gone 1 minute.
You can't change one kid's mind, you're a success in my eyes.
This has nothing to do with what he just said, though. I don't know you from any. Like, why are you supposed to know me from anywhere but Speaker's Corner?
Because that's all I know of you.
So why are you?
That's all I've got to talk on.
But you're saying you ain't lived my life. You ain't lived that life, but you don't know nothing about me.
Say that you've not lived that life.
That's what you said. That was your statement. You ain't lived the life I live. I've lived the life.
You're snatching onto.
I just wanted to know before we forget. You want to chat to youths, and you got no idea of what you're going to say to them.
Yeah, I have. I've got more.
Come in here,
I've got a good idea. I've got a good idea of what I got to say to the youths. Good idea.
Just know that.
Come in here.
Not right now. No.
Why is that?
Just know that.
I don't feel like saying it.
Just know that. Just know, bro. Obviously, you're ready.
I am freestyling.
Just know that.
How much of a G I am.
If we're gonna work,
a G freestyle. A G freestyle. I didn't rehearse nothing. I didn't rehearse nothing. I come and freestyle.
Yeah, but you're saying something that you're not even thought of.
I didn't even research for you.
You never even thought about it. You never even thought about it. You're just saying it for the moment. But if you had, then I would have asked you what you were going to say.
Listen. Based on my demographics and where I'm from and the life that I've lived, I believe that I've got the skills to talk to the children in a way that can be that can change their minds from doing things like knife crime.
Of course you can.
Of course I can, yeah.
No, that's without a doubt. That's without the average man. The average man can do that. Now,
well, you need to go and convince some more average men to do that.
Oh, you need to.
I'm going to.
Okay, cool. But I don't know why you're giving me a job.
Just a second. Look, bro. Black man.
What's your purpose?
Why you give me a job for?
What's your purpose?
Why you give me a job? Listen. Do I need to have a purpose?
Bro, do you think
I'm asking you a question.
Do I need to have a purpose?
that the influencers of the children will let you speak to the children? Bro,
I just gave you a purpose.
Oh, exist and live.
Won't
Yeah.
let you because there's people.
You're the one chatting shit.
You're
You're the one making stuff up. You're the one making stuff up.
Things to gain.
And then, let me give you a moment.
Better than you.
Let me get a moment to
freestyling
think.
and it's better than what you're chatting about. You're well versed.
Welcome to Speaker's Corner, bro.
Blessings, my brother. I really appreciate that. Love. I appreciate that.
Are you listening? Yeah. Are you listening? One thing I would say, yeah, is anyone that's talking about helping the youths with knife crime, man, have to clean their own house first. All of us, you get me? So if we're living or speaking or doing things in a way that is conducive to knife crime, you know what I'm saying? We have to check ourselves before we check the youths, because if the youths can see us and we're behaving in a certain way, you understand, or doing certain, keeping up with certain stuff that are conducive to the problems, then man have to watch themselves as well on that. But differently from that, when you're looking at Katie Hopkins and a lot of the, my main thing is that, you see when you say unbiased, obviously, and this is due to your knowledge so far of coming out, but due to your knowledge so far, it is biased towards Katie Hopkins, David Cameron. What I'm saying is on your feed, on your Twitter feed, it's biased towards Boris Johnson, Katie Hopkins, and then you don't like Jeremy Corbyn, you don't like David Lammy.
Jeremy Corbyn said something that makes sense.
No, I'm saying
Jeremy Corbyn said something that I agree with.
What I'm saying is when I say Donald Trump's name, you defended him. You get me? When I said Jeremy Corbyn's when I said Jeremy Corbyn's name, your face screwed up. On your thing, you've got Katie Hopkins, but yet you went after David Lammy. So you can see a problem with David Lammy, but you can't see a problem with Katie Hopkins.
So what's your position on Trump?
So that would mean that you're biased to the right now. That's what it would mean.
You think he's doing a good or a bad job?
I think he's doing a pretty good job.
Okay. The whole bringing jobs to Black and Latino communities in the United States. Trump?
Yeah,
Trump.
Yeah.
He said it was going to be a good job for it.
I think he's good for the American people.
What do you think about some of the things saying that the Somali women and these Latino women should go back to their own countries and fix their own?
I think he's very controversial and.
Don't you think that's a little bit inappropriate to say though? Because this is why I can't call myself a full Trumper, because he'll do good things and then he'll say dumb shit like that.
Well, he's a politician now because he's the president of the United States, but he doesn't come from that stock.
Yeah.
He's not trained in the arts of. He knows how to deal with media, but as a political.
Oh yeah, no, he's
thing, he does it in a different way.
Yeah.
I quite like him.
Might be another reason to.
You quite like him personally?
No, I quite like his style of approach to politics.
Okay.
Listen, his
I
style.
hate it.
Why is Trump so successful? It's because the media in the U.S. has been proven to be a bunch of liars, and they speak in a very, refined way. They speak as if they are very intelligent and
I disagree with that.
An authority.
I
That's how the
agree
media
with you.
speaks in the U.S. Trump,
Who owns the media?
Guys, wait.
agree with you.
Trump used that to his own advantage. He used the media to talk shit about him. He knew that the public doesn't trust the media, and thus he spoke in the opposite way to the media, closer to the people, closer to the stupid peasants, in a more direct way. Trump is a really dodgy guy. He has a big past in corruption and in money laundering. But he's an intelligent person because he does this for his own favor, to keep himself in power. And that's the reality about Trump.
Are your people like one of the wealthiest in Europe?
What? Ukrainians?
Ukrainians are pretty fucked right now.
Yeah, I mean,
we have a war with Russia.
It's like a continuous civil war between the EU and Putin.
So you would say they were very
Civil war?
What?
It's not one nation.
It's tug of war.
Are they a
Okay,
third
it's just
world
a
country
war.
in Europe?
They're the developing country.
A
They're
third world.
definitely- I mean, there's like first world, second world as in developed, and then there's third world. Ukraine is in the no offense, they're
pretty
still in the
first
developing
world.
states. I mean, they
Not
just came out of communism.
So you weren't kings.
Listen.
So you were kings.
That was ours.
Right.
Vikings.
You were gypsies.
We was
right?
Vikings.
You was broke.
We was
Get me?
Vikings.
You never even had a title.
Right, you want me to give you
You
a
was
crash
part of
course in
Russia.
Ukraine? You want me to
They
give
had-
You was
they
part
had-
of Russia.
You want me to give you a crash course?
And Russia want their thing back.
There you go.
Right.
Listen, Maku.
Yes or no?
Maku, for a person to actually insult
Let him
me, I
tell
need to
you.
consider the
It's not an
opinions of that
insult.
person
It's
as
not an
worthy
insult.
of
It's not an insult.
consideration.
It's not an insult.
Your opinions will never
It's not
insult
an
me because
insult.
of that. Because
not
your
an
opinions aren't worth of any consideration at
No
all.
problem. But it's not an insult.
You're a stereotype. You give a bad name to your community.
Why are we talking about where he's from?
Facts.
Bro,
Why are we talking about where he's from?
This is the run.
Just
You know what I'm saying?
stop. What
Now, when you make
Why are we-
observations, when you make
facts
two
all day and night, it
observations,
doesn't make
this
it a
is what
fact.
happens.
But I
They
think-
start wobbling.
my
They
friend,
start
I think when we
shaking.
talk about-
Get me? They start getting all
My
nervous.
friend, I think-
We were
Bro, I'm really
kangs.
shook.
When we
You know
talk
what
about
I'm saying?
Ukraine,
But they were peasants.
Not gangs,
They were
Vikings.
Slavs or slaves.
Ooh, I'm shook, bro. I'm shook.
when we talk about
Ooh.
Ukrainian history, it
I'm
just kind of
hurt.
shows that it
What
was
history?
Yeah, no,
5
Ukrainian
minutes.
history, like
5 minutes.
a brutal famine that killed 10 million
5
people,
minutes,
just
man.
like a
Dead out,
brutal
man.
famine that killed
don't
a million
focus on the
Irish.
worst.
You know, no, I'm just saying, it's just like obviously,
Where's
yeah,
the good bits?
there are a lot of people that got brutally
I can give you a
oppressed.
crash course if
There's
you
no
want.
good bits.
Of course, you
There's
don't
no
want to
good
hear
bits.
it because
There's no
you
good
believe
bits.
in
Independence.
Because you was part of another country.
Bro,
Wait, what are your?
that's a very ignorant.
Where is your ancestry? Where are you from, like originally?
My parents,
Yeah.
Nigeria.
Oh, you're Nigerian. Like you like Yoruba, Igbo, or oh, you're Yoruba. 1%. What's the rest? What's the other 99%?
I said 100%.
Oh, 100%. Oh, you said 100%.
There's no change. You get what I'm saying? So, anyway, when we talk about, as I said, we get back to you with your we were kangs thing, and now we find that Ukrainians suffered.
You didn't let me speak, did you?
Suffered
Okay, go ahead.
in Europe, and are not one of the wealthiest countries in Europe.
Oh,
If
they
you don't
are.
really have a,
No, Tiger, let
yeah.
Agriculturally.
No,
Bro, no,
bro,
sorry.
bro, just
Yeah,
let him
carry
say.
on.
Let him
Okay,
say.
are they one of the wealthiest
Never
countries in
interrupt
Europe?
your enemy when
I mean,
he's
carry
committing a
on.
mistake.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
carry
asking.
on.
Are they one of the wealthiest countries in
I'll
Europe?
let you finish.
It's an observation, bro.
They're not.
You know what I'm saying?
They're not.
No, they're not wealthy.
They're
No.
not. They're not.
Thank you.
They're not. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, yeah, you come from a poor country. You come to this country. Do you get what I'm saying? And now you're acting like you're British, English, right?
I want to integrate. Yes.
Okay, but that's cool.
I came here.
right?
I want to contribute for this country.
Okay.
That's what this country has to gain with me.
Okay.
You never want to integrate. You want this country to play by your own rules because you say you're the victim and things need to come to you for free.
I was born here.
Bro,
Are you looking to link up with Danny Tomo to do
Hold
with
on,
life
wait.
crime?
I was born here.
you're not acting
Say
like
something.
a British
Danny
person.
Tomo
Say
to do with
You're
life
acting
crime.
like
Say
a
something.
Nigerian person.
Say something.
You're acting like a
No,
Nigerian person
say
with a
something.
desire
I
of
haven't decided
separation.
I'm going here.
towards knife crime, yes.
What do you mean I was separate? I want to go. I don't want to
Danny
go
Tomo's
nowhere.
got a fake
Right,
life
Ruth,
crime.
I mean,
He got
I don't know
stabbed
your
and he protected
position.
himself
do you want to integrate?
What are you talking about? Integrate.
Integrate.
Hold on, wait.
No. I mean, what's your position? You one of those like?
Let me break it down for you.
Integration
is you.
Yeah.
Integration is you.
Nice guy.
Is that good or bad?
No, I'm just saying. What it is. See, this is the problem. They think we're emotional about
I don't
something.
think we're emotional. I just want to know your position.
Yeah, right. So I'm saying integration is you. This is not integration. Him, like he is now. Unless he goes and gets a black woman or blah 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 or any other woman or Chinese or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's integration.
He can be any color.
So I don't understand why he's saying I'm not integrated.
We're talking about culture, not race.
Enclosed in what he was
What do you
saying
mean
about
culture? You don't know about my culture,
Bro,
you don't even know about your own culture.
Bro, you've shown me I know more than you know about yours.
You don't even know about your
I
own
know
culture.
more about my culture than you know about yours.
Tell me about mine.
No, I know more about my culture than you know about yours.
No,
Listen
tell
to
me
my
about
words.
mine because you always seem to be telling us
Bro,
about us.
listen to what I'm saying. I know more about my culture than you know about yours. My culture.
How do you know that?
And you know about... Because you
Because
say
of what?
that you've made everything. You apply all the achievements of humanity to the black race. And it's a very boring
All of them.
and very ignorant point of view
All of them?
history.
All of them?
Bro, you were talking to me the other day and I couldn't speak to you.
We're talking about castle. No. You know why? Because the key word, listen, the key word in that conversation. Sorry, the key word in that conversation,
have been falsified.
Yeah,
We know that history's been whitewashed.
it was
We know
siege.
that.
The word was siege.
Everything is
Siege
white.
mentality.
It don't matter to you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Caesar was
So
black.
no. He said siege mentality. So I made the point about castles.
Coming across like
To have a siege, you must have a fort or a castle, and a castle, the idea of a castle and a moat, and crocodiles in the
So
moat.
what's this
You know
about?
what I'm saying? So I was saying the Moors or black people built most of the castles in Europe.
I disagree.
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
pretty sure
So
that
he remember
things like toiletry and hygiene was very much something that they brought to Spain because they had very bad hygiene.
We're not
I
talking
don't know
about Spain, we're talking about
castles,
Europe.
Like, okay. So
talking
the
about
Moors
Europe.
built castles in Europe.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure castles
And
came
North
from the
Africa.
Motte and Bailey by the
Castles in
was it the
Spain.
Normans.
Bro, you can go to Africa and find a castle, bro.
Yeah, I know there are. I know that in Zimbabwe,
so my
right?
point
There's
is,
great
even in
city.
England, they weren't the ones building them, but they were the ones reconstructing them.
Yeah.
Right. So the only castle we have around here is Tower Bridge.
So you're
right?
telling me
I
that
mean,
black people
Tower
built
of London.
Black
That's a
people,
castle, right?
Black people build Tower of London.
I'm saying that's a castle.
Alright.
Right.
Because I'm trying
Buckingham
to.
Palace
Alright.
is not a castle, is it? Because
no, it's
that
a
was
palace.
built
That's
in
why
an
it's a
Edwardian.
palace.
Right. It was built in an Edwardian. That's why they give them names. Edwardian, Georgian,
I mean,
certain times.
what kind of?
right? You just got to
Yeah.
know.
What kind of century was this? I'm just trying
Right,
to.
this is my point, bro.
Yeah.
So when we say castle, we're not talking in no Georgian or Edwardian or any time like that.
Please
right?
give me years, because I mean, when someone says Georgian, unless you say Victorian, I generally get confused.
Okay. After
When you say Edwardian, you mean Edward the First, or
Edward.
you mean Edward Longshanks, the guy who kicked out the Jews?
the big one.
It's a good idea though. It is the
1800.
Yeah, exactly.
So the Moors built castles in the
No,
1800s.
you don't know.
No,
what I'm
I'm saying man are building what they're calling palaces and all these big buildings, but no one's building castle. The only castle, is the one we're talking about, the tower thing, and that's been there for a long time.
1066, almost 1,000 years.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
what did the Moors build that?
Boy,
Because I
what I'm
heard
saying
it was mainly Motte and Bailey, and then it just got bigger and bigger. I mean, I don't know about
Right.
you know,
For
and I'm pretty
something
sure
to
the
get-
Moors were a
The
mix
Norman
of.
King, William the Conqueror,
for something to get
was
bigger,
Viking, by the
right?
way.
1 second. For someone to
Oh, like Viking descent.
Like Norsemen, yeah. See, that's integration.
Right. So everyone here is a foreigner in a sense. If you
Yeah,
look at
but
it.
I mean, I think when we talk about the Moors, what I've learned about is actually it was a mix of West African, Spanish, and Arabs.
I'm saying
Berbers. I
the
don't think that
Moors-
they were all black. I think
No, I'm not saying all Moors were black. I'm saying that the Moors,
You get me?
yeah, because they
they
call
were
them
very
Moors.
mixed.
Let
They
me
look.
let me give you an example because remember, Europeans at the time were so ignorant. Yeah, anyone they saw
all
of
ignorant at
color,
one point.
Hey, about me.
anyone they saw of color, they gave them one name. Yes, because at a
The
particular
idea of
time,
racial hierarchy wasn't in my
It's not
in my
racial.
knowledge. Yeah, but you're saying
Identification.
everyone of what dark skin was considered ignorant. I mean, everything
No.
we learned, everything that like
Consider
Britain,
Moors.
everything Britain learned from the Roman
Are you
Empire
listening?
came from the Roman
Are you
Empire. They were
listening?
very proud
Are
people.
you listening?
Yeah.
Yeah, considered Moors. So I said they're ignorant in the idea how they identify people as groups.
You say
so
Europeans
all of us here,
consider Moors as
all of
ignorant?
us here of colour, would have been considered Moors. This is that's their way of thinking.
But Moors were a mix
Get me?
of Arabs, black people, and sometimes even Spanish. They weren't. It's going to be.
No, you get me.
Thank you, my brother. If you got a goal or something, just let me know. Thank you.
Yeah. So what you say with the knife crime thing? I know Danny Tomo's made up a full story of him being stabbed and put in the table. He's talking about knife crime as well. Where he's used to done an interview.
Is he talking? Oh yeah. Okay.
Yes. Where he's used to done an interview. What is that? Who you're looking to link up to do with knife crime?
That's definitely. It's not a priority of mine. My priority is talking to the children, trying to show them there's many other ways.
So do you think there's anyone that you could link up with that would hinder you when you get to the places where you're going? So like, say if you go to, let's say Finsbury Park, where there's a lot of Somali community, do you think there's anyone you could roll up with that would actually hinder you actually getting through to the youth?
Well, I don't think I'll roll up with Danny Tomo
or any anyone from the
to a Somali demographic. I don't think I'm going to go and do that because they've got other. Danny Tomo's got some strong stances against Islam.
Yeah. So it would be
some of the things that Danny Tomo says I disagree with, which is on film, and some of the things what Tommy Robinson says I disagree with some of those things as well. But some of the things they say I agree with.
What do you agree with? What do you agree
so I don't think it would be a good idea for me to roll up with Danny Tomo to a Somali area talking about knife crime.
What do you agree with them, man? What do you agree
Pardon?
With? What do you agree with them, man?
What do I agree with?
What do you agree with Tommy Robinson?
The fact that English people in this country seem like they can't express their nationality. They can't be proud of being English. Anything they say is deemed as the buzzword nowadays is far right. If you have a question that's tricky or a question that somebody doesn't want to answer, it's a far right line of questioning. I don't really agree with that. Those are the questions that you need to be asked. The questions is
the funny thing about what you're saying there is that all of the Tommy Robinson fans, they call the people on the other side the left. So it's like you're saying on one side that we can't call them the right, but the people that you're talking about, they
I think altogether we should just lose the right and the left and just get to common sense.
But in politics, there's right and left, bro. I know you're not very knowledgeable about these stuff.
I know about right and left.
You already said you just started research in the last 2 months. You didn't know anything about it before that.
I know about politics.
No, but what I'm saying is I've been studying this for 2 years, so I can tell
studying politics most of my life.
Right and left. You can't seem to get rid of them.
No, I'm just saying, as we're talking here.
Let me ask a question.
Yeah.
Because basically, I heard you say, and I agree with you to some degree. I heard you say that the black people got to stop crying about certain things and just move on.
Yeah.
You understand? Stop crying about slavery and them things there.
Yeah.
But then, if you're saying that on one hand, then surely the same statement should apply to the white people crying about they can't say they're English.
All right, now listen.
No, it's the same thing, isn't it?
In the fact of that. We are,
and Muslims can complain about Islamophobia as well.
Yeah, like,
Muslims if black people can't complain about our thing, then Muslims can't complain about their thing. White people can't complain about their thing.
You can't say that the black people shouldn't complain about their thing, but you agree with the white people complaining about theirs.
Yes. All right, listen.
That sounds a little bit dodgy.
Listen.
Respect.
All right, you see the black people complaining. Yeah. Where I see that they're complaining. It's something in the past and it can't be changed. Do you understand what I'm saying? Recognizing someone's nationality, allowing them to be a patriot, allowing them to keep their bloodline if they want to keep their bloodline. Like we don't even really want to.
Who's stopping them from doing that?
No, but this is what I'm trying to say. Stopping it. That's how they feel like. They are stopped. If they were to come here and say that, what I've done, if they were to come here and say,
a white person can go anywhere in England and say, I'm proud to be English.
No, you can't. I don't believe that's true.
Where? Tell me where.
Where can
tell me where a white person can't go and say, I'm proud to be English.
Well, quite basically, one of my sister's friends is white. Yeah. She went to the carnival. Yeah, and she felt that it was she felt some kind of way to carry.
How long ago did she go carnival?
The last carnival.
There's more white people than black people.
No, listen. No, but what she failed to do. She wanted to take an English flag, but she didn't. She ended up taking a Zimbabwe flag because she thought she was going to get flack for carrying an English flag. And I believe if we carry on with, if she felt like that, how many other people feel like that? And if we carry on just ignoring it. Or saying all of those people are far right, that's when something.
I wouldn't say anyone's got the flag. I think 1 minute. I think we need to understand that today the Nazi flag is banned. Yeah, because the Nazis lost the war. The reason why the Nazi flag and the ISIS flag and them are banned is because they represent violence. There was a lot of bloodshed under that flag.
There's a lot of bloodshed under every flag.
No, not under every flag. There's no. Okay. All right.
Only flag is the Rastafarian flag. How about that?
100%. And they burn Babylon red fire. Yeah. Big up Reuben, Ezra, all of the prophets of the Bible. You get me? 100%. But yeah. But differently from that, yeah. Like when you look at the British flag, even though I understand British people in this country, I know a lot of British people that they separate the flag from the history. But there's some people that, like Tommy Robinson, who will read speeches where they call the people that enslaved our people explorers. So they literally glamorize the history. So I don't think I could be right. I don't think I'd be right to tell a Jewish person that they should. 1 minute. I don't think I'd be right to tell a Jewish person that they have to love the Nazi flag. In the same way, where you said a lot of flags have done evil. Okay, you explain this to me now, yeah? What flag has done more evil than colonizing the whole of Africa, genociding the whole of the Americas? Genocide, that means the whole people are wiped out. Yeah, no more of them left. Australia, colonization of the whole of Asia. Show me what flag has done that sort of damage on the earth. If you could let me know, if you could inspire me with another flag that's done that. Even the Nazis.
I'm not here to defend England to say that they haven't. Let's just assume it was England. Huh? Let's just assume England done the worst in the whole world.
Yeah. So what? We're under that flag. It's not about England. It's about the flag.
So you're saying that they shouldn't? You saying that flag should be banned like a Nazi?
No, I'm saying that people who I'm saying that the oppressors, they won the war. What I'm saying is they won the war. If the Nazis won the war, the English flag would be how the Nazi flag is today. Yeah, it's because they won the war. They control the narrative. They control the world. But I'm saying that when you tell people who have been victims of that oppression that they can't talk about the history with that flag, I think you can talk about it.
One question.
Don't dwell on it though.
Have you heard of the Reparation Slavery Act of 1836?
I've heard about reparations.
Do you know what it was?
Tell me.
Oh, so it's reparation for slavery, yeah? But you know who got compensated?
Pardon?
Do you know who got compensated?
Nobody, I believe.
Right. Check it out. You'll be impressed. It was slave owners.
Yes.
Okay. Now listen to this. In today's money, so not many people know this, yeah? You say history doesn't matter, but listen to this.
No, it does matter. Don't dwell on it though. It does matter.
No, it gets even more impressive.
Can I just say it does matter though? For the record.
In today's money, yeah, it's more than $20 billion, right? £20 billion that they were paid. But you know what's funny? It was financed through a loan. Through a loan from banks, including the Rothschilds. Hear this out. It's affected all of us. Not just hear me out. It was only repaid in 2015. The loan, the government only repaid it fully.
I'm not on the government
so
side. I
hear
hate
me
the
out.
government.
You, for the past God knows how many years you worked, all the money you made selling segways, all the taxes you paid, you were paying that. We were paying that. To the slave owners, bro.
Not to my
slave owners. Listen, look into history.
So you're saying that basically you feel that English people should be able to wave the St. George's flag or the England flag without feeling any qualms about it. And legally they are allowed to do that.
They should be allowed to do that.
They are allowed.
It's their country.
Right. But the thing is, my country too, I was born there.
I know, but they're indigenous. They're a little bit closer to the country. I was born here as well.
So which indigenous people of America and it was genocide.
I'm talking about England.
That's what I'm saying.
I was born there as well. Yeah, I know. But listen to what I'm saying. I've got a little bit of a different view to you. Let me just say my view.
That's what's that about the flag thing.
Alright, go on.
Why they can hold their flag, yeah? Certain man's, not saying me, certain man's who want to hold the flag, for example, the Islamic State flag, it's illegal for them to do so. They might not agree with the
England though, isn't it?
What I'm saying to you, they might not agree with the ideology of the Islamic State in terms of the way they're killing people, but they might want the Islamic Khalifa. So they can't even hold that flag and say, yeah, that's what I want. Do you understand? So the point is that if they actually got more rights with the Union Jack flag than some of the people in this country that are born here that can't carry a flag that they want to carry. So the question I'm asking you is
it's in direct threat to Western way of life.
I'm saying to you, you might not have to, it's in direct threat. So it's not necessarily, but that's something for a different day. The point I'm making is this, yeah?
I'm listening, bro.
Are you saying that obviously you come to these marches and so forth, and I think you just wanted to hear what the people are saying, but I just want to clarify one thing, yeah? Because I don't think this is your main thing. Ain't trying to support. Is it trying to support these people so that they can hold their flag up? Is it? That's not your main thing.
No.
I think they should be able to hold their flag up, but I think they should also, and I think this is where my problem with Tommy Robinson and a lot of the people are, is they don't acknowledge the history of the flag. If anything, anything, they try to waterwash the history as yeah, because they believe the people that enslaved our ancestors was right in doing it.
Yeah, no,
so they call them explorers.
No, all right. Listen,
Yeah,
they were taught that they were explorers. For the record, I don't believe that they were exploring, but you done loads of butchery and.
No, it wasn't exploring when they came to Africa. They came saying that it was 3/5 of a human being with the intention of enslaving us. And I'm understanding that there's definitely white people in this country that genuinely love the flag, not for the history, but they love their country. They love fish and chips. They love where they're from. I understand that. I respect them people. Like I respect the veterans who joined the army to defend this country.
Yeah,
I respect them. But anyone who has a mentality where they feel like their army can go and be the world police and infiltrate other places.
I don't agree with foreign policy.
But what I'm saying is that there's a lot of people, amongst those groups who do. So that's why you're going to see
like
a lot of
1 million people marched, white people.
Do you think that wasn't Tommy Robinson fans?
No, 1 million white people marched.
Yeah, that's a
to
whole.
not go over to Iraq.
100%. And
bomb.
that is the Jeremy Corbyns and the left that we're talking about. That is the core of the white people that marched against. That's the white people.
I marched there, right? Yeah. It took place over there. Yeah. I marched there, right? I'm not a Jeremy Corbyn. Yeah. I'm not extreme right either. Yes. But the thing is that I think the people that marched here were from all.
I'm saying the nucleus. I'm saying the nucleus of being critical of foreign policy in this country comes from the left. It comes from Jeremy Corbyn and them.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
The nucleus.
I think you might have a point.
The nucleus of people that care about other people. Like if you go to the left, they're the white people that talk about.
Not the majority.
Large number.
Large number.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and that is why I'd more stand with a white person on that side, because I think that they actually care about us. Whereas there's on the other side, it seems like they're just telling us shut up about your history, take it, and you're a victim culture. Whereas these people over here are saying, yeah, we understand, like how can we better the thing? So I'm more gonna gravitate to someone and saying, I understand where you're coming from, how can we better the thing, than someone saying you're a victim.
Let me ask you a question.
Do you think Tommy Robinson's racist?
I don't know, only he knows that.
Let me ask you a question.
You were saying Packy, remember?
Yeah, I believe that some people say you say Paki for short for Pakistani. I don't agree with it.
So what? That's derogatory.
For the record, let me tell you something. Listen. Some people are ignorant like that. Some people come out. If I was to go up north, they will.
Come on, you know better.
He should know better. But listen, if I go up north, listen. I'm not backing no man. I don't back no man.
Let me ask you one question.
Let him finish and let me respond.
Right, if I was to go up north, I suppose then I would expect someone to say, hey, you say nigger in the rap song. You say it because they haven't experienced being with black people. Do you understand what I'm saying? So they're gonna be like, they're gonna come with a mainstream media narrative of black people. So for me, I want to go to those places, meet those people and be like, oh, black van man, you know what? You're not so bad, I'm gonna be like, raw. You know me? You see me? There's a million people that are much better than me. If you think that I'm nice, or you're a top bloke, black van man.
That's very different.
You're a top bloke,
That's very different.
You're racist.
You gotta go to the most racist plot. Yeah. You gotta go to the most racist plot. You gotta go to the most racist plot for them to change their minds. And you understand? That's what I'm about.
So what I'm saying is,
one minute. If they are, then I want to change it. Maybe, but I want to go there.
1 minute, bro. Yeah. I think anyone who says that Tommy Robinson saying the word Packy was ignorant of the word Packy is ignorant himself. And the reason why I say that ignorant himself is because anyone who was a part of the BMP, 1 minute, anyone who was part of the BMP, sorry, you man, please. Anyone who was part of the BMP, yo, Veni, please, man, then please, I came over here on our ones because I don't want no thing. I don't have to get you. Anyone who's with the BMP and anyone who was part of the EDL is very aware of Packy bashing. They're very aware of the Packy word. They're very aware. One minute. No. They are I'm saying people that was in the BNP and the EDL are very aware that it's racist. It's not a derogatory word to them. Yeah, they was the people that was involved in the Packy bashing that the Jeremy Corbyns and them lot joined with blacks and Asians to stand up against. That's why you have the right and the left. Yeah,
there's hardly any of them.
What I'm saying is for someone to put. What I'm saying is 1 minute.
Hope Not Hate site. It says there's only about 500 EDL members.
I know, bro. I know,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
what
but
I'm
that's
saying
not
is
the point.
anyone who is saying that Tommy Robinson is ignorant of
Yeah, for
Paki
sure,
being
for
an
sure.
offensive
No,
and
you're right,
racist
you're right,
term,
that's not
yeah,
fair.
is being
Bang
disingenuous
out of
and they're
order.
covering up for Tommy
Bang out of
Robinson's
order.
racism.
No, no,
Yeah,
no,
that's what I'm saying.
you can't
Anyone
defend.
who says that he doesn't know what Paki
You
is,
lose your
they're
job.
being
You lose
disingenuous.
your job. You're working in a job.
I believe he didn't know what he said.
Let me ask you a question.
Possibly, come on. Of the EDL and the BNP, come on, bro. Possibly.
He's not my mate, you know.
Possibly.
Tommy Robinson's not my mate.
Bro, let me ask you. Let me ask you one question. Bro. But there's hardly any of them. Let me ask you a question. There's hardly any members of the BNP. You go onto the Hope Not Hate site. There's hardly any of them. The numbers are very small. I've got a question. One question.
Do you think the leader of the ex-leader of the EDL saying Paki instead of taxi, do you think that's a racist comment? Yes or no?
Yeah. Let me ask you another question. Yeah. Do you remember the Reparation Act I told you about?
What you have to understand.
Hold on.
I believe that was it.
I'm an Indian.
My heart is
Not
good.
right, bro.
You got to understand, sometimes when you go
in my view,
other people might get their back up because they might start thinking that
you'll
go. What's the difference? You might
that
be
was
going
wrong.
That
was wrong. What you said was wrong.
Your reason, do you understand?
Bro,
let me clarify it.
Yeah,
and then really
that was a racist statement.
Let me ask you one question.
Wait, one second. Have you ever said anything racist in your life?
Yeah, one time one guy called me a Paki.
And you switched on him and you said something racism.
I hate racism all day long, bro.
I've said racist things in my life. I've said racist things in my life that I wish I could have took back. Now I'm older and more edified. I know better. Do you understand?
How old was you then?
Yeah, but he wasn't a
But
part
that's
of a
different.
racist organisation.
That's different to be actively racist.
You're talking about something. No. We're talking. 1 minute.
I wasn't a big man.
Tommy Robinson doesn't have to. 1 minute. Tommy Robinson doesn't have to say Paki for us to know he's racist. Yeah? This is someone that was part of a racist organisation, BNP, left that and started another racist organisation called the EDL. Yeah. So he is not ignorant to the word Paki. If anything, he is very
not ignorant to the word Paki.
1 minute.
No, he's not.
If anything, he is very aware, and it's his problem with Pakistani people
100%.
that makes him actually push this Islamophobe agenda. So he's very aware of Pakistani people. He comes from Loughton. So to say he doesn't know.
One question. You know the Reparation Act I told you about? The slave owners were paid billions, yeah? University of London has made a database now, yeah, of all the families that own slaves and the ones that got paid for it, for their reparation, yeah? One of them is David Cameron's granddad, yeah?
Yeah, maybe
do you think now that exactly? You agree with that, yeah?
But you know, move over this way because that conversation stands still.
What do you want to do? Well, we're moving. Okay. Hi, brother.
How you doing?
Yes, my brother.
RASPECT. How you doing? We're gonna be like old man and dialects.
You've got a bit of boogie in your nose though still, I'm gonna warn you from early. I don't want you on there. I saved ya. Same time?
Yeah, so we should campaign, right? We should campaign for the money to be paid back, no?
Money should be given back. If you can prove,
It's database.
and those people have got money, if those people have still got loads of money, definitely they should be given the stuff back. I don't.
This is block for rotation. Yeah. I'm like that.
What's the battery saying there? Tech Man 2? Tech number 2. What's the battery saying? How we do?
Where's Tech though? Where's Tech?
Where's Tech?
He spun up his hand.
Are you serious?
Fireman is, yeah?
I didn't find up his hand though.
Come with the name thing.
He's a fireman.
Yeah, of course, you know already. You already know. I'm definitely happy.
See when you back got messed up last week and I said I know, man. I think I'm like, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Quick cigarette break. Be 2 minutes. Tell them to stop giving me donations. Please stop giving me donations. I don't want your money.
Keep your money.
I don't want your money. I'm going to turn off the super chat as well. I'm going to get Techman to turn off the super chat.
Don't worry, I'll take it.
I'm going to make Techman turn off the super chat. Watch.
Shout out the Patriots, you know. Gang. We're in the building. Shout out all the Patriots in the building.
I don't want no money.
Black people over here.
I say money.
Over there.
Are you going to donate? Everything you say is so black and white.
But this is my guy.
Everything you say is so black and white. Exactly. If
Bro,
that's your guy, it shouldn't be so black and
The history of
white.
this country is black and white. Like, it's like
No, the Arab is well. Is it Arab as well?
No, bro.
We got slaves in. We got
Wait,
slaves
you
in
went to
Libya
online,
right now.
We're talking about England.
Right.
We're talking about England.
No, listen.
There's
We
slaves in
got-
Indonesia as well.
See
There's
what I'm
slaves in
saying, you see what I'm
Indonesia.
saying, you see
There's
what I'm saying.
slaves
You
on
don't really
Einstein's
care.
fingers. There's
You-
slaves.
you're only
No, I'm
choosing to
saying
care
this.
about
I'm
certain
talking about the
things.
country I'm in, bro.
Excuse me, smoking.
Just like the Tommy Robinson fans ain't talking about Libya. They're talking about this government and their interaction with this government.
We should be talking about
when,
Libya.
When the Tommy Robinson fans talk about their interaction with this government, a man comes and he speaks for them. Yeah, he says their points, he articulates, he defends. Yeah, but if other people from other places have the same problem with the government and people that are with the government, they are victims, and this is the hypocrisy. This is the hypocrisy. I'm saying, yeah, that when people, from this country complain about the government, you speak for them, you articulate
I don't
their
speak
points.
for them.
No, I can show you on the camera many times. Many times when we criticize certain of them, you explain their points. But then when we do exactly the same, when we do exactly the same thing they are doing, as people from minorities that are in this country about the government and anyone with their bad procedures that they do to us, we get called victims, and that itself is hypocrisy.
They're complaining about what's going on now.
Yeah, and we're talking about what's going on now.
No,
Systematic racism is going on now. Do you want to look at the statistics?
All right,
Shall
with
we
the
talk about
systematic,
statistics?
no, listen, systematic racism and racism from people is two different things. Like there's systematic, how much times black people get stopped on the street is a fact. I'm not denying that. Well, I'd be a fool to deny that. Black people get stopped disproportionately to white people. I'll be stupid. I agree with you on that. I
In
agree
every
with you on that
institution, we're
fact.
talking about schooling, we're talking about banks, we're talking about loans, we're talking about buying cars, we're talking about jobs. In every institution,
I aspire.
So when we talk about things like that, and then we wonder why are we being treated differently, then sometimes we look into the history. And we read, in America, the overseer, was the one who protected your public property, So the overseer, when a slave ran away, it was the overseer that used to go and get the slave because he used to come and return the stolen goods. Us as human beings were classed as stolen goods. But over time, my brother, the overseer's badge turned into the sheriff badge. So those white people, bro, this is history. I promise you. You're gonna
Are you saying over time it turned into the sheriff badge?
research what I'm saying. Research what I'm saying before you tell me you don't agree. This is facts.
There's a picture
of the sheriff's badge.
Overseer badge, and it literally is morphed into the police badge.
100%. The old school sheriff badge is in America is the same as the sheriff badge now. And what I'm saying is the job of the overseer then to chase black people in America is the same job now, but under prisons for profit. So what I'm saying is when people connect history to the reality today, we can't know why we are in the position today unless we elaborate the history. But if we talk about the history, 1 minute. If we talk about the history of the overseer, we get called victims. And this is what I'm trying to say. This is the hypocrisy.
Yeah. All right.
It's hypocrisy, bro.
I don't believe it is a hypocrisy.
It definitely is.
Yeah, no, I don't believe it is.
Unless you can articulate why, then obviously
Because the word officer comes from the word overseer.
I know that's how. Whether the word comes from overseer or officer.
I'm explaining.
Police officers nick white people as well.
I'm explaining the disproportionate systematic racism.
Most of the people in prison done the crime.
Oh, bruv, like that, bruv, the systematic you already just said that black people are targeted.
Most people done the crime.
1 minute, you already just said that black people are disproportionately stopped, So if we're disproportionately stopped, then we're going to have more of us in jail because we're being stopped more than everyone else.
Yeah, I know, but
if they
there's not more innocent people in jail though.
What do you mean more innocent people? There's enough innocent people. Don't you know about the film when they see us?
Yeah, it's a film about it. That's what I'm saying. That's how rare it is because they made a film about it.
That's film based upon real events. There's so many people in America and in England right now. Free Daff.
I'm looking around and everyone's looking at me like, come on.
Free Daff.
Come on, bruv.
Daff is in jail right now in this country.
I know that it's
over joint enterprise. Daff is in jail right now in this country over joint enterprise. Now, there's no evidence of Daff being even at the scene of the crime. So when you're talking about most of the people that are in jail are meant to be there, No, but what I'm saying is, yeah, you have a plethora where I come from. I don't know about you, bro. There's a plethora of people in jail who should not be in jail. Yeah. So if and even then, when we look at the schools to prison pipeline, yeah, and if you need to watch Umar Johnson, even though I don't agree with everything he says.
Umar Johnson's an idiot.
No, I don't. Like I said, I don't agree with everything he says. Yeah, but I'm saying when he does the debate on the prison to school, school to prison pipeline, the statistics are undeniable. Yeah.
I can't trust anything that comes out of that man's mouth.
Well, you trust Tommy Robinson, so you must.
How do I trust Tommy Robinson?
You do.
How?
You articulate their points.
No, tell me how. I've never met Tommy Robinson a day in my life, so how do I trust him?
But you articulate their
points.
points.
You don't know my compass of trust. You know my compass of trust is very small.
Yeah.
Very, very small.
Yeah.
So for you to just say, yeah,
No,
I trust Tommy,
okay.
I don't trust Tommy Robinson
Okay,
at
the
all.
way you ban.
No, I don't.
Okay, the way you ban Umar Johnson, the way you ban David Lammy and these black people, you don't ban racist white people with the same passion. Can I be fair there?
No, you can't be. I've looked into Umar Johnson, and to me, my opinion is he chats shit.
So you can see that Umar chats shit, but you can't see the Tommy chat shit. You can see that Umar chat shit, but you can't see the Tommy chat shit.
Some of the things that Tommy Robinson says, if you want to put it in that way, he chats shit as well.
So, no, but what I'm saying is the way you articulate, because it's not just me. A lot of your people that grew up with you have these criticisms of you. Yeah, on the last 2 months you've changed. Yeah, and no one doesn't understand why you've changed.
No,
Since you
I haven't changed. I've always been.
Yeah.
Listen.
You've changed. Yeah.
So I went to hospital.
Yeah.
You can say that.
No, but what I'm saying is you've changed, and your people that know you, grew up with you, they don't understand what this change in you is.
I never changed. I always argue with my mates.
Bro, I'm saying that people don't
always
understand. Your people don't understand.
I never put it in the public. I never put it in the public.
Your people who know Kate Hopkins, Tommy Robinson,
fuck Katie
Donald
Hopkins,
Trump.
I'm here to help
No, but what I'm saying is your people who know that these people are racist. No, but once you get to this,
fuck Katie Hopkins.
I hear you, but what I'm saying is,
I don't care about Katie Hopkins.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Hopkins' argument to me. I care about the kids.
I'm here to help the youth. Why do you not build on that?
That's what I'm talking about.
No, what I'm saying is,
true.
No, listen. You can help the youth. What I'm saying is, how are we going to go to
you're digging on little
where there's
pieces.
Muslims, Christians, and listen, how are we going to go to areas where there's Muslims and Christians and get how it looks from the outside? We're not telling him what his heart is. 1 minute. We're not looking at. We can't look at his heart. But from the outside, yeah, the Twitter looks like
I agree. I agree.
It looks like he supports
I agree.
Donald Trump. It looks like he supports
I agree.
It looks like he supports Tommy Robinson.
No, it doesn't matter. Not to me.
So when you get,
I agree with the statement. It doesn't mean I support the person.
And the Christian brothers on the block are going to be like, bruv, we're not listening to you. You can't link up with this guy because this guy looks like he's the enemy.
Confusion on this part. Now he's recognised the confusion. You can't be dwelling on that too long.
Yeah.
There's not many people.
No, I understand the confusion.
Link up and help the youth. So if you've got another guy who's a constructive guy, what I'm saying, let me finish. I hear your point. Your point is valid completely. But what I'm saying is that he's recognised already that that's not the thing for him to do. You recognise that you're not going to be sitting with dead man no more, isn't it?
It's not the point of.
You can't be sitting.
Shall I tell you what it is? For us to come together as a people, you have to understand the people that are most troubled in this country. Literally, we can all get along as a merry band of men, Muslims, black, and this. But the majority of this country is white, whether you like it or you don't like it. You can either choose to interact. No, I don't believe they're the most. I believe you can interact with them and make us all come together. If we was all locked in a room, we'll learn more about each other and we'll be comfortable with each other.
But this is London, bro.
Okay.
London's easy.
So you want black and white unity, yeah? You want
black, white, Arab, whatever unity.
All right.
I want unity.
So when you go to the Tommy Robinson fans, you're going to see a majority of white people that have a problem, with linking up with different races.
Don't you see that they've got the same questions?
One minute. When you go to the anti-Tommy Robinson fans, you find the white people, the black people, the Arab people who want to come together. So my question is, why would you not link up with them people over there?
They're already together.
That are already pushing for unity.
They're already together.
Instead of the people that are pushing
they're already together. Those ones were the white people and the black people and the Asians. No, I'm not critical of them.
Yes, you are.
See, you just take it. You take it. Yeah, I'm not.
They're already integrated. He's gone to the racist ones. To let the racist ones know.
Yeah, you have to go to the people that are the angriest and the people that are like, you Muslims, or you this person, or you have to go to those people and say, what's the problem? And you have to talk to those people. If you ignore them, then what's going to happen? Violence, I promise you.
No, it's not no violence. One minute. We don't deal with fear. We don't care about
no, I promise you, you don't ignore them.
And I'm promising you that if they ever went to violence, there'll be enough white people, black people, and Asian people on the other side that will fight against them and put them down. Listen. Doesn't matter. If you're saying, but I don't care how. Did you see how many people at the football match in Bulgaria were screaming against racism?
No, I'm saying.
So that's what I'm saying. So I'm guaranteeing you. One minute. Listen, white people. I'm guaranteeing you right now that if the racist white people ever mobilise in that way, that there's enough white people that you're talking about, Asians, or you're talking about, black people, Arabs that you're talking about, that will fight them and strike them down. You understand? There's not going to be no war. There ain't got no elements. Bro, everyone on that side is old people, bro. When you go to a Tommy Robinson march, yeah, it's all old people. So I don't know why man's pretending as if like there's some people there that are gonna ride out and do anything. Like the main demographic is older people, bro. It's not young white guys coming down to this park saying Tommy Robinson. The young white guys are more integrated. The young white guys are listening to Mist and all of that. So no, even outside of London, the young white guys are listening to them. So that's what I'm saying. So I'm saying that when you have these racist organisations that come down here, it's Baker Lady, it's Baker Lady, it's Ron, it's Steve, it's Steve,
in university.
These are the people on the front line.
There's bare neo-Nazis in university.
BVM.
There's bare racists in university.
To try to get the racists to accept the people of colour, or is it to help the youths in London? Which one is it? What's your primary focus?
My primary focus is they're both as important as each other. They're both as important as each other. No, killing people. Knife crime's more important to me.
Knife crime. So he's saying that out of the two, out of A, trying to bridge a gap with the racists up north, or B, help the youths in London. He's saying his primary focus is to help the youths in London. So that being the case, put the other thing on the back burner because there's a lot of work that you lot can do. 100%.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of work I got. Now listen, there's a lot of people, that there's a lot of knife crime. Is like, I'm gonna put the same energy, because I've just come into this thing. I'm gonna put the same energy, and you show by my actions, that I will try and put as much energy, if not more energy, into knife crime in the community in London than anything else.
Sounds like you guys on the same page.
I've got a different way about it, mate.
My thing is my affiliation. The reason why I had to ban out Sarah is because my thing is religious unity amongst our community, because we don't want to go there and we're talking about what did you say about my religion, rare. So my thing is, even before I link with him to go to the thing, I've got to clock his political affiliation, because there's political affiliations that when I get to the estate are going to be a detriment. So from seeing his outside thing already, I'm critical. Do you get it? Because I don't want to go with anyone that when I get there, man, I'm saying that black bandman guy was with Danny Tomo, rare. I don't need that. I know, but I don't need to have that conversation with the youths. I just want to get there and talk about knife crime. I don't want it to be left, right, up, down. What did you say? It's speaker corner. Who are you moving with? I just want to talk about the issue. So anyone who's affiliated with people that can be a detriment to that issue, like Sarah, I'm gonna have to cut off.
But Mike, you have to get into that subject there. The same subject you're talking about, because the youth, although they got beef with each other, there's a bigger thing going on around them that's an environment, isn't it? Right, so I'm saying, the environment that's going on, for instance, when you said about it's Bacon Lady, there's enough youth on this racist thing. Bare youth on this big racist thing.
I'm talking about, all I can talk about is I can't tell you about underground and what I don't see. I can tell you at the rallies, the people in attendance are not people that are going to start a political resurgence in this country anytime soon. That's the people that we see. We got Steve, Bacon Lady, Sarah, Raj. Like, these are not people that can actually, cause any form of revolution in this country. So me as a black man person in this country, I've dealt with enough racism for me to go and then pander to racists and try to find out why you're racist. 1 minute, why you're racist? How? Like I personally feel like all of the white people, big up you lot in there, yeah, that aren't racist just ain't racist, and the ones who are racist are racist.
You don't believe that it can change?
No, I just don't believe that it's our job, because we've got so much going on in our community. I don't think it's our job to go and execute that. The reason why, because we've spoken to Baker Lady in this park, we didn't get anywhere. We've spoken to Danny Tomo in this park, we didn't get anywhere. Anyone that comes from that Tommy Robinson group, we've spoken to them about race issues in this park, and what they do is do what you done, call us victim mentality. So there's not going to be any unity with people that when we talk about our history, they call us victims, but when they talk about Nazis, when they talk about Jews, when they talk about reparations, everything's okay. How can there be unity between them two people? And you've come in with the narrative of victim mentality, so you kind of come in on their side on that.
With a little bit of victim mentality though. There's some people going on with a bit of a victim mentality.
Well, I'd say the same thing for Muslims if it's for black people.
It's true, yes. I say, yeah. But you know what, I think
in Libya, no slave. We're not the same as everybody, you know. We're not the same as everyone. Well, you know that as well. I see your eyes up there.
Is my slave in Libya?
No.
Which one are you talking about?
Why are we talking about this?
I thought that's what you're talking about, child slavery.
I know, but we're always talking about slavery in the past, yeah. And
I'm saying the slavery today is happening right now, but I don't hear the wider Pan-African community talking about that.
Well, when we talk about, you don't hear the wider Pan-African community talking about that. When we done the Libya protest, I didn't see you.
You know what?
One minute. No, I don't care why. I don't care why.
You're gonna hear why.
No, 1 minute. I actually don't care why. Your reasons why.
Why should I go?
You might have 1 minute. Let me answer. Yeah, at the protest, that we organised, that Steph London, Dutch, a lot of them people there shared. Big up all of the artists in the community that shared it. Yeah, at that protest, which had thousands of people that locked off central London for the Libya protest, there was many people who were on the ground in Libya. There was many Libyans there that you could have found out how to support them. There was many Libyans that spoke up, that are from Libya, that spoke out against the racism that's going on. So what I'm saying is, when it is time to actually mobilize, you see the Pan-Africans on the ground. When it is time to do a G-circle, you can look back at the Libya G-circle, we didn't see anyone. You understand? We saw ourselves. So when people are putting out a narrative as if the Pan-Africans aren't dealing with Libya, we definitely are dealing with Libya. But one thing I would say is, us as Pan-Africans living in Britain.
So you identify as Pan-African?
Yes, 100%. Us as Pan-Africans living in Britain, we are going to first deal with here, what we're dealing with. And then we're going to go and look at the slavery in Libya. We're going to look at the prisons for profit in America, which has over 1 million or 2 million people in jail, which is still a form of slavery. We're going to look at we're going to look at the sex slaves on Einstein's island that he bought. We're going to look at the sex slaves in Thailand. There's slavery going on all over the world, and we're going to ban it all. That's Libya. That's everywhere.
The reason why I bring up the Libya thing,
India as well.
We get rid of Libya. The point is that, let's say Rat Raven, a lot of talk is white supremacy. I don't think no black people enslaved in Libya are talking about white supremacy. They're dealing with what faces they're dealing with. Do you understand? Now, you know my narrative is that it's Sunni slavery. Now, you don't agree with that particular thing. What my point is that when you like say, well, white people invaded here, there and everywhere, and they contributed to this slavery thing. Not everywhere where white people have invaded have they then set up a black slave market. So there must be something consistent for 1,200 years that this specific group, call themselves Muslims, the Sunnis, have been enslaving blacks. 1,200 years.
Well, firstly, stop it. When man's talking about, and I don't think Sunnis or Shias as individual human people are free from racism. I think both, if you look in the history, they've had people that was racist and done bad things to black people. Saying that, yes, 100%, 100%, and we're talking about slavery, and I'm saying that when we're looking at Libya, under Gaddafi, there was not the slave trade and trafficking that we're talking about now. It was the British, 1 minute, we're talking about why we're talking about Britain. It was the British and their foreign policy and playing world police, that took out Gaddafi and left the vacuum for the slavery in Libya right now. The British and Americans.
They've left loads of vacuums. But not everywhere they left the vacuum did the people set up a black blooming slave market.
Trafficking,
So,
slave trafficking.
but they're selling, so it's a market. It's a market that they're selling black people there, putting plastic on their face and all these things.
Okay,
right?
so
But hold on.
Isa, 1 minute. Let me ask you one
Let
question.
me finish. So in relation to what he said about Shia and Sunni in history, the Zanj rebellion, you heard of the Zanj?
No, I haven't. But
It was stolen from Africa by the Sunnis, and it was a Shia, Ali bin Muhammad, who put the Zanj and the biggest slave rebellion ever by black people in history. Was led by black Shia.
I'm not denying that.
You
I'm
understand?
saying,
So no one can't tell me Sunnis are fine and we're the same.
I'm saying.
We're always on this.
One minute. I'm not getting on to Sunnis or I'm not getting.
I'm not trying to bring us.
1 minute. I'm not getting on to Sunnis or Shias, but I do know that
perfect part of the topic.
I'm not getting on to Sunnis or Shias, but what I do know, is that one, I don't like when Libya is only brought up as a political statement to divert from British oppression. If we're talking about British oppression and someone brings up Libya, that's a diversion. Firstly, 1 minute, stop, man, stop, bro. Yeah, it's a diversion. Yeah, and that's why we call it a far right tactic. Because every time we're talking about Britain, people want to divert to Libya. Yeah, that's the first thing. The second thing is, I want to know, apart from using our people's slavery as a talking point to divert and get at Sunnis or whatever, what have people done about the slave and slave trade? That's what I want to know.
All right, so number one, there's no diversion tactic from me. In relation to the Sunni slave trade, the ideology of the Sunni comes before you enslave. You just asked me a question.
Bro, that's not, bruv. You're obsessed. You're obsessed. Right now, I'm asking. Apart from using it as a talking point to point at the to get at Sunnis, what have you done about the Libyan slave trade?
So don't tell me fuck off. You fuck off and listen. I'll say it again. When people are coming at me and saying, you're a sellout, your people enslaved black people in Libya because I'm a Muslim. Am I supposed to align myself with them and say, okay, we Muslims are doing that? Likewise, when people say, why do you beat yourself as a Sunni? What do they say? No, that's the Shia. So I always have to make the distinction.
I'm asking, what have you done? Outside talking, what have you done? What have you done?
I'm telling you, don't interrupt. Right, so as I'm saying, the same way how he done his march, he can't talk nothing here. The same way how he's going and protesting. If black people stop joining Sunnism and fighting for ISIS, leaving the Caribbean fighting for ISIS, leaving England fighting for ISIS, and all of these other people supporting anti-black agendas.
All right, can I get 1 minute? All right, let me finish. All right, watch this, everyone. Watch closely.
The same way how they can protest, I protest against the ideology that brainwashes black people to become frontliners for these people using religion. You understand? Very simple. It's so simple. Man, it's simple as hell. You don't find Shia, black Shia, which black Shia goes to fight and
and my question is, other than a talking point, other than using our 1 minute.
Of course, black people clean.
Stop. Okay, my question was, other than using it as a talking point to point at Sunnis, what has Isa done to organise, mobilise against the Libyan slave trade? Can one person in the audience tell me what he's done?
Nothing.
Can one person tell me what he's done?
Nothing.
Other than using it as a talking point, what has he done? Do you know what he's done? All right. So this is what I'm saying.
Did you miss that?
This is what I'm saying.
Did you miss that?
Look.
So he wants to support. So let's get this right. Support the ideology that produces slavery. Support the KKK, but then be against the KKK.
There are hundreds.
So you support the Sunni ideology.
All right.
Who's enslaved blacks in Saudi Arabia. What's going on?
Are you saying that Shias have never enslaved anyone? Are you saying that?
It's a holy day.
1 minute. Are you saying historically Shias have never enslaved anyone? Because you're one black Shia. You're the only black Shia I know. 100%.
I'll tell you something. I'm saying if not millions in Nigeria, number one. And there's loads all over the world. But they don't feel comfortable to come out and say, there's loads that come here, but they don't say it.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, are you saying that in the whole history?
Let's say they would. Let's say they would.
Listen. Like I said, yeah. One minute. I got love for my Sunni brothers. One minute. I've got love. What? Sorry, you lot. Sorry, you lot, man. You lot, yeah.
2 bills. 100%.
But anyway,
do I look like I need 2 bills?
This is the last one. But anyway,
do I look like I need 2 bills?
Anyway, 1 minute.
Do I look like I need 2 bills?
1 minute. I can be very clear, yeah.
You look like you need 2 bills. I'm going to donate to the MAKU.
1 minute.
I'm going to donate to the MAKU. I don't need 2 bills.
Yo. I've got respect. 1 minute. I've got respect for my Sunni brothers. I've got respect for my Shia brothers. Yeah, that don't stand for oppression. Yeah, I got respect for everyone. I don't get involved in the ideological disputes. If there are some Shias somewhere, yeah, if there are some Shias somewhere that go against what the core fundamental of their belief is,
come and chat in front of the
camera. And do oppression, yeah, that a lot of people
come and chat in front of the camera.
Bro, I beg you stop, bro.
You see him
I know, but I
beg
you stop, bro.
Your friends chatting shit.
But everyone chats shit, bro. Like, everyone talks from the crowd.
Alright, cool.
Yeah?
I'm learning.
So what I'm saying is, yeah, I understand, yeah, that there's Sunnis, yeah, and Shias, yeah, that may have, like, we've seen the videos online against Sunnis and Shias, propaganda, yeah, like, making it seem like all of them are doing one thing, yeah? I understand that there's people that will go against the core focal belief, but what I do know is when I go to Gambia, when I go to Nigeria, when I go to all of these places in Africa, I've got millions of Sunni brothers as well, yeah? In Africa, that don't have that mentality that you're talking about. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I cannot then stand here and blanketly, Bob, he doesn't agree because he hasn't finished my sentence. He doesn't know what he agrees with.
Up to this point, I agree. Go on.
That's what I'm saying. But you could just let me finish my sentence. Yeah. So I would say, yeah, that as a black person, yeah, in this country, I have no part in any Sunni, Shia, none of that, yeah? What I'm talking about is the black community. We're putting religion to one side. We're putting Christianity, Islam to one side. We're not talking about that. Okay, so now we're talking about black people, yeah? And we're not talking about religion, because like, the only reason I said you're one black Shia is because you're not a big representative in our community. You understand? So we're talking about the black community. So right now in our community, Shia and Sunni, that beef is irrelevant to us. Yeah? No, I'm saying that you have a Shia. And I would say the same thing. I would say the same thing to a Sunni that comes here and start telling me about Shia. I tell him, bro, I don't want to hear about that. Yeah, I don't want to hear about that. What I want to hear about is what's going on with our people. Now, what I'm saying is, when we're talking about the British Empire, because like I said, I haven't just talked about it as a talking point. I don't use my Libyan brothers who are being enslaved as a talking point to get at Muslims or get at Libyans or get at anyone. I talk about the Libyan protest, yeah, and the reason why we set that up is because we care about our brothers. We do it in private and in public, yeah. We care about the brothers being enslaved. What I'm saying is, we can talk about that. We talked about it on my show the other day. But when I am talking about the British, I'm not talking about Libya, I'm not talking about Indonesia. I don't want to hear about the government. I don't want to hear about Libya when I'm talking about the British government. Unless man's going to talk about how Libya created how the British created the vacuum of what we see in Libya today with their world police. Yeah, and they went there saying that they're getting rid of an oppressor.
Listen, we say yes.
But one minute. The British, listen, that's what I'm talking about the British. The British and the Americans went to Libya because they said they were getting rid of an oppressor, right? An oppressor that gave that gave money to the to people when they got married, an oppressor that was going to put the currency of Africa under the ground, an oppressor that was going to put a satellite in the air for the whole of Africa. This is the oppressor free electricity. All right. So that oppressor, we ain't even got free electricity over here in the first world Britain. Yeah. So when they got rid of that oppressor, okay, you got rid of an oppressor, but then now, as you've said, it's worse, and they are making no chances to go over there. So that means that even on the African continent, when we're discussing going back to our homeland, yeah, we have to study how the British Empire plays world police, and even in our homeland, when we're trying to better ourselves, they get involved and stop progress.
But he's talking about the government. This is the problem.
The government and people are two different things.
This is the thing. Because I'm saying some of the things that no offense what you said, yeah, I would say.
Stop making it about white people, yeah, because the white people on the other side with Jeremy Corbyn, we've already said that we're with them. So stop saying white people ain't all racist. It's an irrelevant thing. Because I've already said that there's a lot of white people. 1 minute. I've already been very clear. I've already been very clear. No, because it's a stupid point. You be saying all white people, oh, it's not the people, it's the government. We've already established that there's a lot of white people who are not with that racist agenda. I wouldn't say it's the ones you're with, but I'd say there's a lot of white people that are against that. Yeah. So we've already. So when we're talking about racism in this country, I don't want to hear about racism in Indonesia. I don't want to hear about racism in South Africa. I don't want to hear about racism unless you're connecting it to how the British Empire has influenced that racism.
Hold on. He wants to connect the British Empire abroad, but he don't want to connect how the same British Sunnis go over there and kill people. How the hell is that? It's like this. It's very simple. This is the Shia. No. What it is, it's very simple. It's very simple. You don't like to say Muslims. We don't care. We don't care. You don't. Because our community is got Sunnis. I agree. Our community is Sunnis. Our community is got Sunnis. He thinks he's the only one that travels. So when I go to the Caribbean and I go to Sunni masjids and I chill with them and eat with them and break fast with them.
When you go to the Shia masjid, say hi, they Gucci slippers, blood. You know what I'm saying? When they go to the
so when I'm talking to them, and they're complaining also about how their brothers from the Caribbean are being recruited. I'm saying to you, I'm not stupid. I don't think every Sunni is upon that. What I am saying to you is, there is an ideology which turns my black people away from their black self-help agenda to fulfill someone else's agenda.
But then when we talk about our black people trying to do our self-help agenda, we have people that are completely, obsessed with Sunnis. So then what happens is, we have, instead of dealing with black self-help, we start dealing with Sunni and Shia. And I'm saying that I'm saying that the black community, I'm talking for the black community right now.
No, you're not.
I am.
Gang! Who's had gang beef? Gang has had beef in this part from day one. With Sunnis. Stop. It's been Sunnis all the time.
Stop.
Who chased Jedi around the block? Shia or Sunni? Who went to fight and stop gangs? Us, Muslims or Sunnis?
Stop. Yeah. What I'm saying is, along with us having problems with certain Sunnis in the past, it's Sunnis, not Shias, and I'm not getting up to Shias that have come out on the front line with the gang. Come out to support the gang. Come out to. 1 minute. I'm saying when we haven't seen you. 1 minute. Stop. When we haven't seen you, we saw Ali Dawa at the. Bruv, stop it, bruv. Let me finish my sentence and maybe you'll know. If you let me finish my sentence, maybe you'll know. I haven't seen you at any black community event. I've never seen you, bro. But I'm saying that I have seen when we done the Libya protest, Ali Dawa, who's a Sunni, and when Ali Dawa came to the Libya protest, he spoke out against the slavery in Libya. He gave quotes as why it's not acceptable. And there are plenty of Sunnis, who speak out against ISIS, Shamsi and all of them, man. Speak out against the bruv, I'm saying that you're acting like all Sunnis. I'm saying that the majority of Sunnis that I know, 95% of them, burn ISIS. And they don't want nothing to do.
Been banning ISIS.
Come on,
from
Sunni East. That's
been banning ISIS.
He's been sticking up with people. And his own slave master called him a donkey.
This whole fucking topic got diverted, man.
Why did you go to the Shia mosque?
No, they didn't have one in the country. They didn't have one in the country. They're a small island.
What I'm saying is, watch this now, So when we're
you keep saying I'm bringing shit into this.
No. You are 1 minute. You are a Shia that has one minute. You're a Shia who is 1 minute, and even Raza, your Shia brothers would agree with this, yeah, because they're critical of the way you speak. But I don't care about anymore. I remember. But I don't care about all of that. Yeah.
So
I'm saying, as a Shia, yeah, you in this park have an obsession with Sunnis. Yeah. We can't have any conversation about black betterment. 1 minute. We can't have. Right now we're having a conversation about black betterment. Yeah. And we can't seem to have a statement to prove us. I beg you stop us. Yeah. Right now we're having a conversation about black betterment. We're talking about the British Empire. Nothing to do with Islam. Nothing to do with Sunnis. Nothing to do with Shias. The conversation we're having has nothing. We're talking about the black people in this country who are not majority Shia or Sunni beef. Yeah. But listen, let me finish.
Oh my God!
Sunni's your middle
I'm talking about Tommy.
You stop as well, bro.
We're talking about Tommy
because
Robinson.
you're giving him fucking ammunition. I beg the man.
He's talking about Tommy Robinson.
Yeah? All right.
And Tommy Robinson's thing is against Muslims.
Bro, are you listening?
But it's not.
Are you listening? Right now, yeah, we're not talking about Tommy Robinson in concept with Islam. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about black people in this country and their relationship to the British Empire. That is the conversation at hand. And what I'm saying is there are people that have such an obsession that when we start talking about that, they come with the Sunni thing, then someone's going to come with the Shia thing, and instead of talking, no, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about someone else in the crowd. Yeah? And then instead of talking about black betterment in this country in the British Empire, we'll start talking about Sunni and Shia. So I'm asking anyone who really cares about black betterment, to bring right now, like it's like me bringing Rasta into this. No, like man, we're talking about black betterment amongst all of our people. It's got nothing to do with Sunni and Shia. If that is your obsession, please take one of the cameras. 1 minute. Take one of the cameras. Talk to the camera about Sunnis. I'm saying right now, right now, yeah. This is a clear example of why black betterment can't happen because people will hijack the conversation for their own personal agenda.
Right. So this here, thank you very much for that attempt. However, whether you and someone else made a comment while I stood and listened to find out what was going on was the name Tommy Robinson and these people brought up. So when you're saying it's nothing to do with it, it is something to do with it because it's part of the conversation. My whole point is, your experience as gang and the brothers that have got here, all of your beefs have been with Sunnis. My point is, you say Muslims at the park, and it would include us.
And I'm saying that when you're saying all of my beef's been with Sunnis, the main people that have defended, the main people that have looked after me is also Sunnis. What do you mean? What do you mean looked after me? I'm talking about my brother Sunni Isa, I'm talking about Waleed, I'm talking about C4 Blaster. I'm saying in my lifetime, I'm talking even with gang on my channel, bruv. Yeah, wait, bruv. I'm saying
here,
I am not
physical violence was put at you by Deepak, whatever his name is, by Deep. Yeah, he came at you with physical violence. Another one, a load of physical violence. A next brother comes specifically to fight Jedi, right? Way back when. And I'm saying to you,
nothing to do with this whole thing.
Listen, he's got an obsession and he fucks up any conversation.
Let me say this.
He's standing there.
He's a detriment to black betterment.
I'm going to say this.
Isa is a detriment to black betterment. Man don't care about your Sunni and Shia beef. Man don't care about it. Man cares about the youths. But what black youths are talking about Sunni and Shia? What black youths that are dying on the roads are talking about Sunni and Shia?
Where's C? Anyway.
You're saying the black youths in Britain are talking about Sunni and Shia? You liar. You synagogue of Satan. You liar. You liar. I don't care. You mentioned to another camera. Go somewhere else. No, you're not diverting the thing.
Issa, you're hijacking the topic.
You're not diverting the thing. And you don't even understand it. I'm talking about the youth. I'm talking about Sunni Shia. I don't give a fuck about that. I care about the youth. I care about our youths that are dying on the roads. That's what I care about. I care about our youth. I was talking to him one-on-one. I asked everyone else not to get involved. Why are you getting involved? I'm knocking man on city, bro. Yeah? I beg man, don't fuck about about when I'm talking about the youths.
Listen carefully.
No, bruv. All man talking about the
you're
youths.
not
Bro, I
listening.
can't deal with it, bruv. He's obsessed.
Bruv, it's a holy day today.
Brother, listen, the man accused me
You're the only
of
man.
every conversation bringing religion.
You changed the whole
Is that true?
topic.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's true.
100%
It's true.
Esau.
Brother, Esau. Every time I talk about something, it comes back to the Sunni Shia thing. Everything. You're known for it, cuz.
Bro, you said it a number of
All
times.
of them know.
You said a number of times.
No.
Never gonna sort out issues in our community like
All he had to say was, all he had to say.
You're an agent of division in our community, bro.
Listen. All he had to say was, leave that subject for another time.
He did say.
I said it bad times. I said it bad times.
Benny said I said it bare times. And that's why, yeah. When I first came back,
do your thing.
When I first I said I want a one-on-one. I don't care.
You should have said that, and I would have left you to it. Bruv, no one said this is a one-on-one. I would have left it. Bruv, I'm not saying that I would. I'm saying it's fair.
Brother, you observe.
That's when the nicer was about
Hitler was a good man. Don't talk about it. You observed fair black man around, no one was chatting. But you
stop now.
Sunni Shia nonsense. Sunni Shia nonsense. No, no one wants man here. I'm talking about you. Nobody wants you here. No one wants man here.
Let it go. Calm down, man. Raspect, calm the fuck down.
Where's my guy? You got. Let me film this, man. Chill.
Look who this one.
You look damn, homie.
Basically,
They're saying John the Baptist was that's a shame. I'll never follow it, you know, lads. I don't even want to film this. I'm not filming it yet.
I'm telling you.
How many people here? Come down.
Let me chat to him. Relax first.
No, not like that. Let me chat to him.
chill out, man.
I'm turning the camera away.
I'm gonna chat to him peacefully. Where is he?
Where is he? Because you don't want to chat. It's not going to be a chat to him.
You're a big man out here, bro. You can't do that, man.
You don't have to piece that out.
You know where we are, bro.
I don't want to film it, to be honest with you, but I'm going to have to. Literally, this is
I guarantee you, if people carry on following me,
stop holding him.
Whoever's following me. I just want to talk to Esau. I just want to talk to him.
Leave him.
I want to talk to him. Where is he? I want to talk to him.
You believe that?
Hold on.
Move!
They're having a fucking chat. They're just having a chat. They're having a chat.
You lot got to come out the square.
What's wrong with you lot?
You lot got to come off the square then.
Let them talk, man. Let them talk. They're not going to do shit.
Our speakers corner so we can talk.
Let them go. Let them go.
You're in speakers corner. I'm filming in your ass, mate. I don't care. My brother. He's on to this. You're not on film, bro. You're not on film. I'm good, yeah? I'm on my own moment, you know, bro. And we come down to see you. Is it?
Don't film.
But what I just said, I'm not sure if it was them.
Hold this for me for 1 second. It's not you on there, bro. Yo, I'm gonna come back in about 5-10 minutes. Give me 10 minutes. I'm just gonna have a cigarette break. I'm having a cigarette break, and then we're gonna get back in there for part 2. Love, blessings, all that good stuff. I'm out. Love. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. I'll be back.
The guy was really like her before she started. He said, "No, I'm sorry. Yeah, she didn't know how to deal with it." I said, "That's how you look like to someone else." I'm like, quite